Hello, everybody. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the pub. I hope you all are doing well. Last Dance, Steve O. What's up, fellas? Thanks for being here. Hopefully, you had a nice day, nice week. We're in a good spell of summer up here. Beautiful weather, very warm, but nothing wrong with that. And very enjoyable day today. Let's get this guy going. How you doing,
Hey,
man?
all right.
Good.
Happy Saturday.
Same to you. Was it as warm for you down there today?
Uh, I mean, it was not atypically warm. It was
90s?
about a little maybe 89.
Yeah, it was like 90 for us, so that's pretty warm for us up here. Beautiful day though, nice beach day. Did you get out, do anything?
Yeah, I got out a little bit. Went for a little walk through a forested area that is near where my partner used to live. But
See any wildlife? Birds?
no, no. Well, we saw birds, but nothing interesting, and it immediately started rumbling thunder. So we made our way back. Didn't spend as much time as we wanted to.
That was a weird glitch. Did you catch that?
No.
You had a glitch where you like your head shook from side to side.
Hmm.
And then your timing of your audio was off from your sync. You weren't in sync.
Little Max Headroom kind of special
Yeah,
effect.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, do you recall that? Speaking of that, when that whoever it was figured out how to interrupt the TV program in the '80s by
I
interjecting that
I do recall because it was in I
Chicago.
think the Chicago
Yeah,
pranksters. Well,
and
what that was,
they figured out something to do with angles and proximity to the antenna, right?
yeah, what they interrupted. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a Max Headroom. I don't think it was a Max Headroom television show, but a guy wearing a Max Headroom mask
Right.
popped in, you know, instead of whatever they were showing, and said almost nothing, just kind of giggled for a few minutes, but they never caught who did it.
How did they do it specifically? Do you remember?
Well, nobody knows for sure, but you know there's the, two of the tallest buildings in Chicago are the what used to be called the John Hancock Center. I don't know what it's called now, and what
Sure.
used to be called the Sears Tower. I think it's called Willis Tower now. And because they were the tallest buildings, they were great for putting TV antennas on top. Uh, but it also meant that you, in almost any building uh, you were in, could have a line of unobstructed line of sight to to those uh, those antennas. And there's an input somewhere there on the building, and if you have a strong enough transmitter and directional enough, now that's the tricky part, is coming up with a directional transmitter. If you can aim it at their uh, their input antenna or whatever antenna they have, then your power can, if especially if you get close enough, your power can uh, overwhelm the power of the intended transmitter, and it's your show then. This was in
Seems
the analog transmission days.
yeah, it seems so rudimentary that it would be so easy to do that.
Yeah.
But we're talking frequencies, right? Just
Yep.
things in the
I mean,
air.
people did a lot of speculation, and some of the speculation was, you didn't. Almost everything was available, but they didn't have the internet in those days, so it's not like you could, do research from your. If you didn't know anything about it, let's say, and you said, "Oh,
Yep.
I want to interrupt this," you'd have to do a lot of work. So the speculation was that This was somebody who was fairly familiar with the engineering and of television and radio transmission systems. In
Mm,
other words, it was sort of an expert to start with that probably did this.
an engineer of some sort.
Yeah, someone who's familiar with the television engineer, television transmission, and radio transmission.
Right. Makes sense that it would be like a jaded ex-employee or something
Something
along
like
those
that.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. There he is. What's up, man?
Hey,
Oh, good evening. Good evening, boys.
Orchid Blue.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I just literally just joined, so I don't even know what you're talking about, really.
Well, we just started, so we're just kind of.
Just bullshitting about in the 80s there was an infamous episode of interference where somebody like interfered with primetime TV and put a video of themselves in a Max Headroom mask, kind of acting all goofy on the screen, and it was
So they smuggled themselves on like national TV, basically, yeah, got into the network.
It wasn't national though. It was
Local.
Chicago local TV.
It's still quite funny, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it was pretty impressive. Oh, cool. Thanks for the heads up and welcome, Cup of Tea. Count Dankula did a Mad Lads show about that. It's a good subject. I've never really watched any of the Mad Lads shows.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few.
Are they good?
They're long. They're
Too
long.
long.
I mean, the Mad Lads, it can run from like 45 minutes, which is rare. It goes to like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I like in-depth stuff, but I like 30 to 35 minutes, I feel like. Is
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I just watched Joe Rogan and Andrew Wilson, his second appearance on it, and I watched it like over 2 walks, which was fine, 2 dog walks.
Yeah.
But that was like 2 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah, those long form interviews are good if you're working or walking or something like that.
Yes. Or driving.
Yeah,
Definitely
definitely.
did interviews, but
What's that?
I wasn't aware that Count Dankula did interviews on his show, but maybe there's other Count Dankula channels to subscribe to.
So Andrew Wilson, you talking about the actor?
No,
No,
the
this is a Christian theorist.
yeah, he's a professional debater, basically.
I watched him debate. I can't remember this Islamic fellow's name.
It's a weird name because it's not
like
Islamic.
Daniel
That's it.
Hakaki or something like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Huh.
Sounds like a sect. His surname sounds like some sort of sex thing, and
Yeah,
his first name's Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not-
you must have heard of this, Steve. He used the which is better for society, Islam or Christian, and he went for the basis of because they marry their first cousins, that will inevitably lead to low IQ, and the proof of that is basically all Islamic countries in the world has a lower IQ than anywhere else.
Huh.
And then he
Was-
proved that with like 40 to 60% first cousin marriages in these countries. And that's what it was. It was literally like 40 to 60%.
Wow.
yeah, and I'm not sure how enlightening that whole exchange was, but what was funny is he ended up forcing
Agreed.
Daniel Hakaka to defend
We want thick people.
the idiotification of their countries by saying like is it better to have high IQ people or to have people with stable families who are retarded,
Right.
but who have stable
Yeah, so
families and
basically-
so on.
So basically, he was agreeing through the back door, but actually said
Exactly,
we just want thick people. We don't want intelligent people.
Yeah, so it was kind of a bizarre defense that that this Daniel guy came up with. But honestly, I don't know. I thought his defense would be there might be a lot of first cousin marriages, but it's not enough to dumb down the society. But maybe it is. Maybe he can't. Maybe he can't claim that.
Well, they
To
can
deli-
prove it. But, I mean, you can literally, if you look at the IQ rates throughout the world, it does correspond with first cousin marriages. And
Interesting. I wonder. It obviously has to do with the fact that a lot of their traditions are based in
Backward.
antiquity, and they're not willing to change anything, even though modern science has proved that that is extremely detrimental to the unborn or born child, whatever you want to say. But they're never going to like change. I guess it seems kind of silly, you know, like we would still be what, bloodletting and medicine and doing bizarre things like that if we never changed and never moved forward. You can say like, yeah, we used to do this. Now we know through science that it's fucking up our IQ on a national level. But I mean, is it?
are you
Are
speaking
they?
bad of the holy books?
It's unreal
How
that they're.
dare you? We'll chop your head off.
It's just you have to move on from things, you know. You have to move on from certain things that just don't make sense. And once science proves them to be harmful, I mean, doesn't that make sense?
Well, I mean, it is scientific fact, you know, objective reality that if you keep on marrying your first cousin, apart from it brings the percentages up on certain deformities, if you keep on doing that, like Andrew said, over generation and generation, you're compounding that into a much higher percentage of likelihood of having issues. And of course, who pays for that? The taxpayer.
Yeah, and there's
Of course.
this is one of my complaints about religion in general is that these rules were created during a world that was didn't have much in the way of transportation, was consisted of isolated communities, didn't know the size of the world. It was rare to travel between communities because there was always competition and war between communities. So
Well,
first cousin marriage might have been a logical
Convenient.
thing when there was no
Right.
other way to reproduce. But
well,
Sure.
certainly
can you
makes
imagine a
sense.
world? Can you imagine a world where their prophet had intercourse with a 9-year-old? Great. Can you imagine a world where 2 to 3 billion people support follow that ideology? Can you imagine that world?
It's weird.
Just- Jesus never done anything like that. Didn't kill anyone. Didn't do any of that business.
No. Yeah, I don't. It's weird. I see a lot of cope with, with some commentators that, that she wasn't really, she was married at 9, but they didn't
6.
procreate, or was it 6 or whatever? Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah, married
there's
at
a lot of cope
6,
around that.
consummated at 9.
Yikes. Well, it certainly is very
Imagine
disturbing.
a world. Can you imagine a world? Like, yeah, fucking crazy.
It's thank God that they abandoned that level of action, but they're still going with the first cousin thing, which yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, you have heard of the gang grooming and over 250,000 young British girls that were abused in 30, 40 years. You know about that?
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're really into that for some reason. I don't know. It might have something to do with the prophet. I don't know.
It's just downright disturbing.
Is first cousin marriage illegal in the UK or in England?
It should be.
But is it?
No.
It is in the United States, I believe.
I don't know.
Well, not federally. I don't think
And I
it's,
doubt, yeah, I agree. I doubt it's federally legal.
it's in certain states because I mean you can get married at 14 in some states. So
Right.
First cousin marriage is legal throughout the UK, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Regular Ireland, not so much though. Yeah, baby. Let's see.
yeah, because Ireland itself is its own country. It's not connected to the UK. See, that's why they separated it. It's only Northern Ireland.
It's illegal in 32 states.
Okay.
Interesting. It's legal in Massachusetts, of course. Huh.
Hmm.
Would never have thought that.
Oh, yeah, shock horror. Eh?
Weird, huh? And it's
Yeah.
it's a criminal offense in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states.
Based.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I wouldn't have thought New York, Florida, Massachusetts, legal.
So Andrew brought up that even in the countries where it's not illegal to marry your first cousin, in European countries, it's literally 1%.
Uh-huh.
So even if it's not illegal, even if it's legal in some westernized countries, it's not practiced.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that makes me wonder is can you marry your sibling in any states?
Well, this is the question you give to libertarians, isn't it? You know, where they say it doesn't do any harm to the person, you can start talking about, oh, is it okay to make love to your dead wife or husband? You know, because you're not doing any harm to anyone. Or is it okay to have a sexual relation with your grown brother? You know, I mean, it's like, you know, is that good or bad? It's, square it out to libertarians, isn't it? It's pretty hard questions to answer, really. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so uniform prohibition, no exceptions. Um, a marriage license that was issued would be void ab initio, I think is how you say that. A void from the beginning. So yeah, not possible in any of the 50 states. Thank goodness. Yeah, and that's a funny joke. Yeah, because yeah, you can first cousins gay, no problem, because there's no you're not procreating per se, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's the classic buster for libertarians. It is give them the old sort of like making love to a dead person because they agreed. Say they agreed before they died that you were allowed to do that. Then you know who you hurted.
Speaking of libertarians, I was kind of thinking of a comparison today of I was watching some news and kind of brought up some ideas. Remember the beginnings of the Tea Party, of course, the modern Tea Party. Do you find any similarities to the beginning of this Democratic Socialist Party? Not in the sense that they're similar in their beliefs, but they're similar in their beginnings. And you know what happened in 2016? An outsider became president. So it's not too wild to think that the beginnings of this democratic socialist thing, which is people who are fed up and want change, might manifest to something pretty damn serious.
Well, I mean, there are some similarities in the sense that it's an insurgent type of event.
Are they both organic?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, the Tea Party wasn't it? Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the Tea Party movement is that they sort of carved themselves out late in the game. One day there was not a Tea Party, and the next day there was, and then it was a large movement. Whereas socialists, there's always been a socialist party. There's always been something equivalent to the Democratic Socialists of America. So it's not quite the same. Plus, the Tea Partiers were entirely rational people. The Democratic Socialists, for one thing, are not democratic. The word democratic in the Democratic Socialist
I
of
heard the
America
mayor.
is the same as the word democratic in the German Democratic Republic and in the Korean
Hmm.
Democratic Republic. It's not really
I
democratic at all.
heard the mayor brought out a rich list and said basically
Yeah,
that all these people are going to have to pay more. So
yeah,
the first thing I would say to these people is get the fuck out of New York. That is
right.
one, and two, are you actually targeting me and harassing me? This is some sort of persecution on me. Bring some.
Right.
I mean, because I wouldn't have thought that's rather legal or anything.
It's bullshit because, you know, taxing is one thing, but overly penalizing them for wealth is going to do exactly what you said. It's going to drive them away, and that's not good. I mean, that's going to mean less money, less taxes for the city, and the city's already strapped as it is. And people who say it's not really socialism, well, then what the fuck do you call a fucking city-run grocery store? That's socialism. I mean,
let me give you the irony on this grocery store, right? So how are they going to say? How are they going to prove that these people are from New York? You know what they said?
Of course.
Well, they got to show ID, but you don't need ID to vote. Fucking
Right.
make that make sense. Make that one fucking make sense to me.
No, I hear you, man.
And now they're like
And
backing
but
now
it's an
because of
irony.
what happened. Because obviously people brought up like this is retarded. You need an ID to buy cheap groceries. You don't need an ID to vote. They now back down from it now. So basically, once again, it's just a retarded fucking idea. It's backfired immediately.
It's an irony in another way too, because the sort of the open borders idea is, you don't need to prove you are a citizen to come into the country. Anybody who wants to can come.
Hmm.
And but as soon as they,
My wife.
as soon as New York puts up a government grocery store, no, you need an ID to.
Right.
Only those who are in New York get
Turn
that.
yourself
I'm sure
up
they
for
would
Last
include
Dance.
illegal immigrants too.
I can get him.
Yeah, he's got to go up about 20% compared to you.
No
You're
problem.
fine.
There you go. That's about 25%. Yeah. I mean,
It's just funny, isn't it?
I'm not sure that anybody ever wanted open borders, but the perception was that they did. When you have them all fucking showing up and they're just like gonna just catch and release, that's what I do fishing. You're not supposed to do that with human beings, but I don't know, like the whole fervor for the deportation, I think it's a little much, to tell you the truth. I think they're fucking up a little bit. They're making some mistakes here, unfortunately, with that. But that's
It's
a whole other
hilarious.
discussion.
It's hilarious. I mean, like you said, you don't need ID to vote, but you need ID
Yeah.
to go into the government assist grocery shop.
Yeah, I know.
And they went, oh shit, that looks ridiculous. Let's cancel that because it's been brought to their attention.
Yeah, and I think it was you, Last Dance, who made a comment that said, so then he doesn't like black people or something like that, because the claim was that a lot of black people don't have IDs. So
Right.
if he's right, yeah, and
or the classic Democrat one is that they're not intelligent enough to get ID.
right.
or to bring it if they have it.
Yeah,
And who's
carry it
the
with them.
who's the guy who just won in the primary? He's another socialist Democrat. He's a
In
Muslim.
Michigan,
Yeah,
I don't know.
you know who I mean.
Yeah, Osama bin Laden, I think is his name.
Well, he had a
yeah.
hot mic. He had a hot mic moment where he said regarding John Fetterman, "We'll get his head on a pike, and that'll put all the rest of them in line."
Who
Or
said this?
force this guy,
Oh,
this
outside
candidate.
why haven't we
Meaning-
heard about? Well, why haven't we heard about this? Because if anyone else was going to, especially on the right, would have been caught on a hot pipes mic saying stick his head on a pipe on a spike.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying it figuratively because Fetterman's been speaking out against some of the policies of the Democrats, and he's basically
How
voted.
can he be the same one? How can he be the same one in the Democrat Party? Can you answer on a postcard, please?
They hate him, man. His time is short, and I find him to be logical. But hey, what do I know? You know, he said he's not going to hold money back for military funding because it will hurt our soldiers, and I think that's logical. I think that once the things are in action, you need funding in order to finish it. It could make it last longer, and you could lose more guys without funding. You could have more dead soldiers in a more prolonged war without adequate funding. So I don't know. I mean, I found that to be somewhat refreshing. That was one thing he voted for that pissed off a lot of Democrats. So did Seth Moulton. Seth Moulton's running against Ed Markey for Senate here in Massachusetts, federal Senate, and he voted for the funding as well. I like Moulton. Do you know much about him, Last Dance?
No.
I mean, he gets booed and shit because he spoke out against trans people in sports because he's got daughters that play sports, and famously some trans boy did something with either a field hockey. I think it was field hockey. He hit the ball so fucking hard it smashed this girl's face to smithereens, something that no girl field hockey player would be capable of. Maybe 10 in the state, top. And this kid who's a boy who says now he's gonna be a girl and play on their team, and he absolutely demolishes this teenager's face, jaw, nose, whatever. Seth Moulton said he didn't want to see that happen to his own daughter. So, here goes the fucking crew of Trey. He was jogging in a race, and all these fucking freaks are fucking booing him and screaming at him and shit. I'm like, he's speaking logically. Why are they so fucking mad at him for having logic?
I remember seeing the interview, but I don't know who he was really. And it is quite funny because it's just logical. My 15-year-old daughter and another 15-year-old lad that's all of a sudden transitioned. It's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just a little pivot. I thought about it before you actually brought up the trans thing, but there's been a huge twist in the WNBA, the women's basketball. Because that's Sophie Cunningham's come out, and there's been a huge troll, and I've been asking for this troll for a very, very long time, and it's just perfect. Just get a really good man, a professional, to appear in the women's side of any sports, because obviously the rules in the NBA, the women's basketball league, is that they just need to identify. So I don't know that the actual man basketball who's done it, but he's literally just said he's now going to apply, and there's two of them now. So there's been two big profile male basketballs that they said they identify as women for basketball, and basically that's in the rules of women's basketball. So for 2027 season, they are literally applying, and they can't stop them, because if they stop them, they're going to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they could just say they didn't. They're not good enough.
Well, it's his name is it is Royce White of the Rockets. Former NBA first-round pick Royce White declares for the 2027 WNBA draft, saying he now identifies as transgender.
Have you seen the video?
That would be awesome.
Play the video. Play the video, stuff, lads. It's hilarious. He's got a video, and he's literally straight faced. He said, for basketball, I identify as a woman.
Yeah, he's probably not serious. He's probably not going to follow through.
Well, no, the thing is, if you look the way he makes his statement, it's very highly amusing, and he's basically spelling it out to them that if you deny this, then we're going to be taking you to court. So it's literally going to blow. It's going to blow. They're literally going to have their hand forced. They're going to have to change the rules. And when they change the rules,
it's pretty hilarious.
Have you got a video there, mate? Really good.
All right, this shit is funny as hell, dude. It almost looks like AI, but you're right. It's not. He's trolling them to the ultimate fucking degree.
I'll play it, Steve. Yeah, we should. There's 2 videos of him. They're making 2 different statements, I believe.
You're talking about the one where he's sitting with the ball cap on, just talking.
Yeah. It's going to blow him out the water because it's
transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable. But I'm a team first guy. I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do. I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the Women's Association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
I mean, he makes a good point. So if he shaved, and threw on a wig,
he just needs to identify. He can have a beard, he can have dreadlocks. Doesn't matter. He just needs to identify. As long as he identifies as a female, that's it. Done.
That's right. And the WNBA came out and said
women have beards too. They
said something like, we're not going to be a political pawn, or we're not into politics. And funnily enough, they are. They're always in fucking politics. They're as woke as anything. And that's what the detriment of the league, They don't all have to unify and have one single belief. That's why when 1 or 2 of them stand out as rebels, they become popular, because everybody's sick of the rest of that shit. That's why Sophie Cunningham's popular, and the other chick there who can ball, Caitlin. Yeah, they're popular because they're not just drones of everybody else. It's.
Well, it's funny that the Caitlin didn't really commit to anything the other day, which is fair enough, because she didn't say verbatim, but she basically said, "I'm paid to do hoops. I'm paid to do 3-pointers. That's what I'm paid to do. I'm not really going to pass comment on it." And they were like, "Well, why won't you pass comment on it?" I play basketball. But by her not commenting, it's enough. It's enough for them, because they said half of the fucking league are dykes, and the other half are fucking Fruit Loops. So
I don't care if they're lesbians. Honestly, that's fine.
No, but you know what I'm coming from. Like I said, we had a manager the other day wearing "Trans Children Belong" t-shirt, and they're saying they're not political. Well, how the fuck can you wear that if you're going to say you're not political? It's an oxymoron.
Yeah, I agree with the coach doing that. I mean, an owner, it's a different story. Owners have traditionally been very political, but coaches and players, they should try to stay out of the game. but it's impossible. Some of them, I mean, Tom Brady was associated with Trump. I think he had a Make America Great hat in his locker back in the day, and that freaked all kinds of people out. But it's like, yeah, well, the guy's got a lot of money and he's trying to probably protect his wealth, right? I mean, that's why a lot of rich guys end up going Republican or conservative, because it's a simple math issue, you know? Whatever. What do I know? What does Mr. E say here? If he's shite at basketball, he identifies as a woman. Yeah, I don't know. He would probably destroy them. So RW, what I was saying about shaving here earlier was that if he shaves and puts on a wig or grows his hair out, like, then he's like really trans, then would they accept him and say, oh yeah, we accept trans? But
you're a bigot. You're a bigot, top left bigot. Needs to be banned off TikTok and all the bigot. He wants
right.
He just needs to identify. Just identify only. What is your problem? Shave. Make an effort.
No, but I think it's their problem, because they're not going to accept him because he's just a dude. He doesn't look transy enough, I guess.
Of course they'll accept her. Of course they'll accept her.
I think
no misgendering here on TikTok Live.
I think he's
based. You're very woke to say her.
I think this is a very shrewd political move that he's got going on here, I think.
Well, it's calling their bluff, right? I like it.
Yeah, but I'm not impressed, Last Dance, with the person top left. I believe he's the host. Outrageous. Keeps on calling her, him, misgendering and everything.
I hear that. I'm going to have my ears washed out.
I know. It's I made the mistake once to a trans person and said dude or man or something like that. And then I looked them square in the face and said, sorry about that. And they said, it's no problem at all. And that was it. You know, there are rational trans people who don't fucking flip their lid. And when they did that, I was like, oh, cool. All right. I know I fucked up. To them, I did. To me, I didn't. But I don't want to make sure I didn't hurt the person's feelings. And the person just said, nope, no problem at all. Like, which is nice, because you see some of them online. That one fucking lunatic with the axe that ran into the store when someone mixed gendered him and fucking started swinging, actually hit somebody with it. I mean,
but my favorite one is like that bodybuilder type that was written like a GameStar. It's ma'am. It's ma'am.
Yeah.
Because man sounds like man.
Right.
Anyway.
Yikes. Scary shit.
I think some guy offered $10 million. I'm not sure who it was to. It might have been to like the charity of their choice if a WNBA, either a team or even a WNBA all-star team, were to play a state champion high school men's basketball team of his choosing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting. I mean, no.
Well, they've done it in different sports like football and stuff, and it's been highly embarrassing. The American female current world champions lost to basically Wrexham. Now, Wrexham, I know they're owned by Americans now, but it's a North Walian football side that haven't done anything in years, and they really were in the dregs. And they brought their pensioners out, their senior team, and they stuffed the girls. I think it was 13-0.
In we're talking English football here, soccer, what we call soccer.
But at that time, the US women's were the world champions. And it got done.
You're telling me 13 is never a score in football? That's like I've never heard. I don't watch that much, but I've never in my life heard of it. Anyone going above
but even
7 goals, maybe.
Even the goals were just like crazy as well, because there's such a mismatch. you could see that the lads were all like 36 waist and 40 waist. They're all fatties, you know.
Right.
They're all pushing 50 and stuff.
Hmm.
And they just passed the ball around and like slotted the ball in the net.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's. I don't even know why it's a point of discussion. The point of the WNBA is to have a women's league.
Hmm.
Uh, because women wouldn't be able to play in men's leagues, and maybe people want to. Maybe the game is different, and maybe it's different and enjoyable in a way that's different and enjoyable to watch men's basketball.
There used to be a big discussion with football pitches, right? And whether a women's football pitch be smaller with smaller posts, right? Now it got pushed to one side because obviously it would cause so many problems because different size pitches and goals and stuff. It just never really. The people reckon the women's football game is like pretty shit. For those reasons, the pitch is too big. The do you think that would be do you think that would be like basketball? Because you don't get any slam dunks, do you, in female?
I don't, dude. I don't watch it. I think it's a joke. I don't watch it at all, so I don't know if they dunk. Somebody's got to be able to dunk. There's some 6.5 footers on there, right? I mean, shit. I don't know.
I don't think so. There's a 6.5 foot woman. Possibly.
They exist.
Yeah, I know they exist, but
well, that dude's Griner or whatever it is. He's a big dude, isn't he?
Oh, the one from that was in Russia for the vape pen, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that a female or is that a transgender? Do we know?
If you look on X and you look deep on X, you'll see that's a dude. So
there have been
tattoos.
39. There have been 39 dunks in WNBA history.
How many games?
Oh, I don't know. But Brittany Griner has 27 of those 39.
Oh, you were right, Welshman. Good,
Yeah, it's
good
a dude.
call.
That's why it's a fucking dude. If you look at the tattoos, there's videos of him with no breasts, none, topless, and you can see all the tattoos. And then you see the same tattoos with a covered top half now. His covered top half, but the same tattoo.
That's bizarre,
if you look on
dude.
X, you'll see it. It's a dude.
Yeah, I always wondered. Not that I really care, but I'll be right back. If Matt comes on, let him in, please, while I'm gone.
Yeah.
McGee.
And Smoke Steve was correct. There is a player, Dominique Malanga, who is 6 feet 6 inches tall.
And she don't fucking dunk.
Was what?
And she don't really dunk, basically, yeah.
I don't know if she has.
So
Does she have any dunks?
I mean, obviously, I only
she
watch
has
them.
one dunk in the
I
All-Star
only
game.
I only watch the women's because it's it's going well on social media, so it's always coming up. But obviously, with men's basketball, they're dunking all the fucking time, yeah. So it's a completely different game. The female game has to be completely different to the male game because that's like a big part of the game that they're prevented from doing generally. Because if there's been 30 dunks all season, that's fuck all, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get that in a game in the men's side.
Yeah, I mean, they dunk every chance they get in the men's game if they can get a
Yeah,
clean shot.
so the game's different. Like I'm just guessing that. I don't really watch the men's. I just
I don't actually particularly like either version of professional basketball. I don't.
At least
NBA games, it's still just a lot of 3-point shooting. It's kind of boring.
It's about one of the. It's like I don't really understand American football too well. The rules, And baseball sometimes confuses me as well. The rules.
Oh, baseball confuses people who are experts in baseball.
Oh, okay.
It's
Obviously
probably,
baseball's like cricket then.
yeah, it's a lot like
Basically.
cricket, I think, in that there are rules that people know, but then there's like 1,000 more rules that are kind of, arcane, and people don't even know them, but they pop up
It's
occasionally, and I
it's
didn't know that was a rule.
it's like if you're striking there, and then the umpire behind gives a decision, and they argue with them, they send them off immediately and stuff. What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
question. It's just yeah, I get lost with a lot of the rules on a lot of the sports.
What are you talking about? What rule?
American, for a Brit to understand any of these American sports, but
Yeah,
especially
baseball. Baseball confuses me a little
Baseball
bit.
has just loads of rules, and it's gotten much more complicated in the
Somewhat.
last decade with pitch clocks and
The tapping
They
of the
just-
head.
challenges.
They just
and-
released the new cameras this year for the challenging the umpires.
yeah.
Yeah. Chris Sale was called for a balk, which I've only seen a few balks in my life that I really get, and then the rest of them I'm like, what the fuck happened? Where's the balk? Balk is when a pitcher balks that he's going to pitch. It's like sort of a fake wind up, like you're I don't know.
The balk rule is one of those incredibly complicated rules, but Chris Sale, that looked like a balk any day. He took a step.
A miniature step, though.
Yeah, but that counts. I mean, that would be a balk any day. And
But
he
what's
didn't
what
throw the
is he-
ball.
What is the harm in him taking a mini step?
It's not a question of harm, so that doesn't have to come into it. It's a question of the rules, and you don't get to take a step and not throw the ball to the plate.
Is it called balk because it's like he's playing chicken?
It's like he started to do something and then stopped doing it. Started to throw
But
the ball.
it's
but
not
didn't.
a noise a chicken makes, or like I just don't
Not
understand.
balk.
Oh.
B-A-L-K.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the hitter is allowed to fucking step out of the box and do all kinds of weird shit at the last second, which fucks with the pitcher. But if the pitcher takes a step for a quarter of an inch and then moves his hands just a tiny amount, he's the one who gets in trouble. But the hitters seem to be able to do a fucking rain dance back there, and they never get fucking shit called for
It's
them.
not just about the hitters; it's about the runners too. You can't. The only way you can have a balk is if there are runners on base.
So it's more about the runners.
Right. And
Yeah.
if the pitcher gets to
I see.
take a step and not throw the ball, then runners can't can't take off when the pitcher steps towards home because he's just going to put his
Right.
foot down.
The whole stealing
And,
game has changed.
Yeah.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Oh well.
What's that, RW?
I mean, in my opinion, oh well. Like if they're screwing with the runners, then you can get them out. It adds to the game, in my opinion.
In a way, I agree with you. But in a way, I love to see guys steal. I mean, Jacoby Ellsbury stole home when he played for the Sox, and that was fucking epic. You're never going to see that if they can balk to their heart's content. You're never going to get lightning steals like that, Although that was done, I believe.
There's always the random chance that crazy shit happens. I think that's why people watch sports in the first place.
That steal was done. The catcher stood up and lazily threw the ball back to the pitcher. When the ball left the catcher's hand, Jacoby Ellsbury fucking sprinted towards home. The catcher caught the ball and tried to whip it back. The pitcher caught it, tried to whip it back to the catcher, but that was pretty cool. That's rare.
Yeah, good play.
They have with cricket when the bowler runs up and there's the two batsmen and the one that's on the non-striking end, he's got to put his back down in the crease. It's a line. He's got to put it behind the line. So when the bowler bowls, he should time himself that his back comes off as ball gets released, so the guy can't stop and then stump him out, which
I see.
obviously sometimes happens. The batsman gets very casual, and the bowler picks it up, and as he goes to bowl, he doesn't bowl and stamps him down.
Right, but that's such a different game, right? Because he's not batting for a base; he's defending his wicket.
He's defending his wicket, so he's got to put his bat behind there. But like when they're trying to snatch a single at the end of an over or something, every yard counts, and he's pushing his way out a little bit more, and the bowler's only going to like check his run. But it gets quite comical. And like, for example, if they need like 6 off the last delivery, I don't know if the rules changed. Got a feeling they have. English bottle cap might be able to inform me of it. But we've had bowlers bowling underarm, right? Because they need a fucking 4 or 6 to finish. And if you bowl underarm, it's very difficult to get hold of the ball and give it a whack. Because normally you're getting the ball about between ankle height, or up to your knee, up to your hip.
Yeah, because it's bouncing off the ground.
Yeah. So we do a fucking got a skittler towards you.
So you watch cricket pretty regularly?
No, not really. But I because it's a weird game and there's loads of different stuff. Yeah, I've seen shit like that.
I follow John Boy Media on YouTube, and they've exposed me to a lot of cricket in the last year because they like cricket, I guess. I don't really know why, but they're mostly baseball. But it is odd, some of the rules with the outfield and the scoring, how you can score so many runs. I don't really get it. I mean, it's probably more complicated than baseball, I would think. RW, do you know it well?
I don't know it super well, but I don't think it's more complicated than baseball because there's less elements.
Huh. There's no. Aren't there base runners in cricket? Like, can a guy be on a base?
Yeah, they're running between the wickets. So the wicket changes every 6 balls. So they deliver
like
from different
two
sides.
home plates that they run between.
That they run between, and every 6 deliveries, it gets swapped each side. So basically, they do if the sun was at one end, you'll get the sun for 6 deliveries and not for 6 deliveries because they switch ends every 6.
I see.
Has there ever been a death in baseball from ball impact?
I think there might.
I know there has been in cricket.
Oh, sorry, in cricket, I thought you said. In what?
No, cricket has been one death in Australia, hit to the jugular off the bounce.
Yeah.
I think there was a death in baseball. Well, I know fans have. I can hear clicking there on the Wang, so
That's
he'll
me.
tell us. I feel like somebody's fallen from some of the upper decks. Maybe somebody died that way. Has anyone died from an impact?
Well, if we're talking about players,
Yeah.
there's no.
How about fans?
There's been nothing since 1920.
Of a player dying?
Yeah.
Heart attack or?
No, he was struck in the head by a pitch. He was batting.
Okay. No helmets then.
No.
Fans?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there have been fan deaths.
Yeah, it must be.
I know.
I'm guessing that's when helmets became part of the batting lineup in the 1920s.
I don't actually.
Just
know.
a military helmet or something. I don't know.
You see baseballs get trapped in their helmet visors sometimes. The wire, the meshy sort of visor at the front.
Only one.
You've seen that before?
Say again?
Where the baseball gets stuck into the striker's helmet.
Oh, you mean in the catcher?
I mean the catcher?
Yeah.
The catcher or the striker, either way. Yeah. Sorry,
I've seen
more likely the catcher. Yeah, when you think about it.
I've only ever seen the catcher.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens. It's not common, but it happens maybe a couple of times a season. Yeah, like
that ball's got to be traveling and hit it like with the perfect seams or something in order to get stuck in the helmet.
Well, that happens occasionally to the batsman in cricket.
Huh?
They have a mesh net.
They have the same sort of helmet that you would get. You get yours on one side though, don't you? You get the protection on one side. you know,
Well,
like the
yeah,
ear
there's no
protection.
cage though.
Ear
for hitters.
extension, yeah, ear extension on
Yeah.
batter side.
You know, basically in
Pitcher
cricket,
side.
it's on both sides. But because I think the bounce of the ball and all that,
Sure.
and if you take like a hook strike at it, your face has got to face the ball, and if it's a hook and it's going to be high, then you know it might come to your face. Literally, the ball is stuck in the fucking visor.
Yeah.
And it like I said, in cricket it happens, you know, more common than you would think. Fucking hell, scary. Like
I have a bit of a top exchange, but it's kind of one of the main reasons I jumped on tonight to hang out with you guys.
Sure.
I don't know if you already talked about it, and that has to do with Fauci's possibly being held in
Oh.
contempt for his actions at the hearing. Did you
Yeah.
guys talk about that at all, or have any insight?
No, we
on
haven't
it?
talked about it.
Do you guys even
definitely
care?
can
Like, is
talk
it
about
just a waste of time?
No,
No,
I'm
I
down.
care.
No, I was just letting Jimmy head away. I mean, he's got immunity, so he shouldn't be using the fifth.
Well, my understanding is that he's not allowed to, not that he shouldn't be.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's Trump keeps saying he's going to prosecute Fauci, so I don't know. He's. I think he can. I think he has a case made that he still needs to take the fifth.
Yeah. So what I'm wondering, he was only pardoned for acts that were known about or not.
Acts,
I think he was
anything-
blanket covered.
anything at all
Yeah.
from
Okay.
between certain dates, a long period.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
okay.
15 years. I think he's got green light before.
So it
But-
doesn't matter. Why would I mean?
I think, in my opinion, it's because it's going to incriminate other people that are still in.
No, that's not why he would take the fifth.
You don't think so?
There's two reasons why he'd take the fifth. He's concerned about being prosecuted, and
But
and
he can't be.
or he's concerned about his legacy being tarnished because basically
Okay, well, if he's concerned about his legacy, fine. But if he were to be sued while pardoned, I would think he would have the most amazing court case in U.S. history.
I don't think he could be sued. There's no chance. Who would sue him?
It would have to be we the people, correct?
Have to be
There
like
is
a
no- There is
well,
no
it would
we
have
the
to
people.
be a class action sort of thing.
It could be a class action, but he would easily be given qualified immunity.
Even in the civil sense,
Yes, that's what qualified immunity is all about.
only civil.
Only civil.
Okay, interesting. Right.
So his
civil
pardon
being that's
isn't-
why police officers can't get sued when they fuck up.
Just
Personally.
about. It's almost impossible. to
Qualified
sue a police
immunity.
officer when they screw
Yeah,
up.
right. I got you. Yeah, I mean, so RW, what was your point with it?
Well, for me, it's just, has he done something wrong? I mean, personally, I believe that he has done something wrong with gain of function and all that bullshit. But
Yeah.
currently, under a blanket pardon, has he done anything wrong by how he treated the hearing and what he pleaded the whole time?
Yes.
And if
in
he
my
has
opinion.
done something wrong, will he be held in contempt? And if he is held in contempt,
No.
what does that even mean? What does that
Well,
mean for him?
Yeah. First of all, I hate to see the language you're using, which is, has he done something wrong? The question should be, has he committed a crime? Not that he's done something wrong. He's done a lot
Well,
wrong.
then I'll change it
but
to
that's
that.
my
I'll
opinion.
change to that.
Okay. So has he committed a crime? I think I would say that he lied to Rand Paul. But would a court, agree with that? I don't know. I think that's a tougher call because in his mind, he has redefined what gain of function research means. So he would, in the narrow sense that he's thinking of, he did not fund gain of function research. He didn't directly, as far as I know, fund the Wuhan Institute of Virology. He funded the EcoHealth Alliance.
That then funded.
what then funded them. Did he know where the money was going? Oh,
Yes.
you better believe he knew where the money was going.
Right.
Otherwise, he
That's
wouldn't
the
have funded
kicker.
the Eco Health Alliance.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, this whole thing reeks to me of him. The whole thing for people getting shut down for perpetuating the lab leak theory, I think
Yeah.
was something that he really wanted. That he
Yep.
wanted it to be such an absurd theory that you'd be canceled for it, and people
Steve.
were. And the
Steve.
reason he wanted that was because it separated him further away from the
Gain
fact
function.
the fact that he actually had influence on COVID-19, on the origins of it, on the lab leak, and on the global pandemic. And he wants to stay as far the fuck away from that as possible. And
Steve.
that's what this stinks of. Yes.
Yeah, he had some sort of diary that was .us gov, so it's basically it's up for scrutiny. And in January of 2020, he said that I can't say it verbatim, but he gave the statement that he believes it has nothing to do with the pangolin and the bats, the wet
Right.
market at
Yeah.
that stage. Well, the only thing left was the COVID biology center a couple of miles down the road.
Right.
Just a coincidence, but there's that down the road that I gave money to indirectly. He said he knew that in January of 2020. He bleated on about all that bullshit for fucking many a year after that date, and yet he deep down knew.
So they gave COVID to beagles?
Or pangolin and a bat on it.
No,
No, I
no.
mean in the lab, I think they gave it to they didn't engineer it. They got it into a controlled state and gave it to beagles or some animals, right? And then they somehow it got from the test animals to the humans, and then the humans went home and spread it all around the city. Is that
Are
it?
you sure
Well,
that?
it's
Are you
not.
sure that? Are you sure it was transferred from animal to human, or was it a mistake in a hood?
Yeah, I think it was the latter.
Well, all the fact-checking sites called it a huge conspiracy theory for many, many years. And then they changed their mind. Now they all say that it's highly likely that it came from the COVID center down the road. But those same websites for many a year called us all crazies. But I don't know, lads. I did tell you all this a couple of years ago, but I just got red lights all the way.
No, I don't feel like I was on the wrong side of history, but so is the humanity's going after Fauci because of the gain of function crime against humanity, correct?
There is no such a law. There's no crime against humanity.
But that not so much for a law, but out of frustration that's what he was doing.
I don't think you could get away with any such charge. In his mind, and in a lot of other people's mind, there was in, I think 2013 or 2014, there was some breakthroughs in gain of function technology. I don't even think the word existed before this breakthrough, where two researchers, a Danish and a Japanese researcher, independently, not together, were able to increase the
Toxicity?
the virility, virility, not virility. So
Made it spicier, much spicier.
they made it more easy, more dangerous,
Lethality?
and more easy to spread.
Yeah,
Or
virality
morbidity?
would be it.
Morbidity
Virility?
rate?
Well, anyway, they were able to increase the danger of bugs by giving it from animal to animal, and eventually doing it enough
Right.
times, and looking at the result and coming out with finally one that came out that was very dangerous.
Right.
And that's where there was kind of a big hoopla in the scientific community over whether this is something we should be doing, or could this lead to something where it could get out and kill millions of people.
Or could this be a crime against humanity?
Well, But the people who were for doing this research were for it because there had been an increase in the danger. More dangerous bugs were coming out than were ever thought to exist. So they wanted to get on top of it, research it, figure out ways to fight it, how to build vaccines against it. And for some reason, they wanted to make the super bugs themselves. And then there were other people who said, no, it's too dangerous. You just eventually one's going to escape.
Right.
gonna
Let's
be a
create the
disaster.
devil to fight the devil. But
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
so
so
people
many
are just
books
mad that he
and-
lied.
Right. He was on the side of those who wanted to continue doing gain of function research. He wanted to do that, not because he wanted to destroy the world, but he thought it was the right thing to do.
Do you
Um,
believe? That's assumption.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think that he never intended for it to turn out the way that it did. If you think that, then you think he's like truly evil, the anti-human, you know,
Or at least part of a people or a power that is.
a cabal of some sort,
Yeah.
shorten or lessen the human population type shit.
Or just have the power to do so if they needed to.
But under the Obama administration, these events happened during the Obama administration. 2013, 2014, and in
Lab
response,
leaks?
the Obama administration instituted a moratorium on funding of gain of function research and of doing it.
I that's the first time I'm hearing that.
And Fauci basically finagled around it by funding a third party, by pretending that what people were doing wasn't, that the gain of function research he was funding technically didn't meet the definition of gain of function research.
So, I mean, but that's not illegal, right? That's just deception and lying.
Well, yeah, I think that's true. I don't know if it's against the law to ignore an executive order to, not do something.
Nothing's going to happen
Law
to him.
or- I mean, damn. Is this just
That's
like a
why-
distraction? Like it doesn't matter. Like he's back in the news and fuck him and blah blah blah.
Yeah, he'd be out on the news in a couple of weeks. He'll be all
I think
quieting down.
Yep.
Nothing will
Yep.
happen.
at this point, I think it does matter. It matters a lot. It doesn't matter in terms of COVID because COVID is done, but it does matter in terms of scientific misconduct, in terms of politicization of science. It matters in terms of
Financial gains.
clever wordsmithing to avoid answering questions.
Clever
it matters.
wordsmithing. Damn. I mean, lying. I think is fair.
Well, that's right.
Clever
I mean, you got-
wordsmithing. It was bullshit.
I mean, he
Well, he
could
didn't. He
argue-
didn't lie. He just used the fifth.
He could say here's the definition of gain of
I'm not
function
talking about his
research.
hearing. I'm talking about across the board in general. But anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
well, it's not a crime to lie. Only to Congress.
In office,
Oh, absolutely not a crime to lie in office.
that's bullshit.
They all lie, bro. They
I
all
don't care if
every
they.
day.
I'm just saying, like, but there's no law that they can't.
No, there's no law that they can't.
That's nonsense.
Let me put it to you this way. So I guess what they're thinking in their mind, the great flu from 105 years ago, what was it, the Spanish flu, right?
It was called the Spanish flu, but it probably had nothing to do with.
Right,
They reckon.
so-
They reckon it came from Texas. By the way,
Well, I'm talking
Like all my
the big
exes-
one in Europe 100 years ago, 105 years ago. So in
yeah,
the
come from the
19
war though. Come from the war.
what they're doing this research for now is to get ahead of some sort of event like that. Is that what they're
Well, that's
Yeah.
what they say.
That-
Gain of function is, isn't it?
so?
And-
But
and we've
but
had-
they're in them trying to prevent or lessen a naturally occurring one. They actually triggered and released one on their own to prevent. In studying to prevent another one. So essentially, it comes down to bad lab practice.
Yeah,
well,
but
yes,
they
it
took
does.
Sorry.
No, you go on, Based.
Well, I remember when they've taken. I'm not scientific. I'm not trying to be, but they can like take a DNA of it basically, and they were saying this is impossible. This happened naturally. This is just unnatural. This can't
Yeah.
happen in the way it was described originally.
I
Is it
mean,
Dino?
I'll tell you, scientifically, there are arguments for what you're saying that this looks it looks kind of
Man-made.
suspicious. It looks man-made, and then there are other arguments that are reasonable arguments that no, this is not. It's not that
But
surprising.
what we know now, it makes more sense that it is man-made than it come because just
I
look at
think
his own diaries. He gives it up.
Yeah,
January 2020.
I think if you just rely on the DNA and the spacing between these items, it's not a strong enough proof. It's the other things that are not scientific, like the fact that it occurred, down the block from the place where they were doing research on bat coronaviruses to put in a furin cleavage site and make them more, spreadable and catchable. There's a lot of other things that are not necessarily scientific that kind of put things in, make it seem like a lab leak.
You guys might like the link I put in the back chat. It's a
I
Hindu
will.
priest that was telling people he could fly and then jumped off a cliff and killed his ass.
Oh yeah, I play that.
You can't see anything. Like, you just see him like hit his head on the
Yeah.
cliff.
Yeah, it's satire. Don't worry about it.
It's just like, really, bro? You definitely had faith, but your faith is fucked.
Yeah, I mean, start small. Feed all
Yeah,
those,
start
feed all
smaller
those
than
people
that.
with a basket of fish or something. I mean, jumping off the cliff is a big commitment
like,
there.
8 feet's fair. 8 feet still risking an ankle.
Right. That is. We can watch it if you guys want.
Yeah. Live leak, man.
All right. Bring up the old.
Get the old live leak up.
Poor
You guys know
bastard.
Vincent Pastore passed away also. His famous role is The Sopranos.
Big pussy. Yeah. One of the great hit scenes of all time when they killed him on the boat. Loved it. Fabulous.
I don't know much about that show at all. I just know that it's one of the most famous TV shows in America nostalgically.
Yeah. And he was a good part of it, even though, do you want me to say much more? Might you watch it someday?
You say whatever you want. My chances of watching it, I just don't. I'm not interested in that stuff.
Dude,
the
it's so
Italian
good.
mafia stuff.
It's so good. It's New Jersey mafia, so it's extra dirty.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
It's like a Timo version of New York.
It is. And when they have
Quick
to
and
deal
fast.
with the New York mafia seems so much harder and fucking like more like, like Guinea and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fucking Jersey mafia is more like rats, kind of like they're all just like, I don't know. They really show the difference accurately, I think. All right, here we go. This is just the tail end of it. And he goes down.
Where is he? Was that him on the? Was that him there? Is it? He looks like he's falling.
Yeah, he didn't fly at all. He didn't even jump.
I'll play
I
that
think he put
again.
bricks- I think
I was-
earlier in the video you see him putting bricks around his neck to show that he's even heavier and he can fly anyway, like he's got super faith.
Oh, can you play that again for me? I really didn't clock the person. I thought it was someone in the distance.
He wasn't gay. It was the other guy who was gay, dude. The guy who went Johnny Cakes. He moved to Vermont. It was the other.
Maybe that's why he
gangster who was
flew.
gay.
Maybe his
A different
his
one.
group was like, bro, you need to test your faith.
All right, you want to see that again? And I'll do it this time
Now
on
it's
mute
slow
because we don't need to hear the fucking horrendous music.
Well, that was just the cheerleader squad with the cowbell.
The music makes it. Ding,
He needed more cowbell.
All right, here we go.
He might have flew if he had more cowbell.
Yeah, he's one really committed. I thought he was going to do like a Superman
He
or
was so
something.
committed, dude. Here it goes.
All
There
right,
he
I'll
is.
give it a little
He's about to
volume.
go
So
straight to heaven.
See, he
Yeah.
does a 180, and his face just cracks off the rocks, dude.
Oh,
So
dude. I didn't
at
see he
least,
was doing tricks.
I think he was probably knocked unconscious by the face smash.
Yeah, the death was post first.
Oh,
match.
ding a ding a
got
ding. Look, he's stepping.
360
How does
face
that
plant.
work?
There,
Oh, bloody hell.
there.
How does that work?
Oh,
He's stepping.
That's mean. What a moron. I'm sorry. Come on.
Yeah, he didn't
Wow.
put like the whole run and jump or effort into it or anything. You
No
know?
cardboard wings or nothing.
So who was it a Hindu? That was it?
Oh, Toffel, that's brutal.
Was he a Hindu?
I don't
That
think
was, that was a
Hindus-
Hindi priest. That was a Hindi priest.
Yeah.
They're not-
Can you check? Can you check the first cousins in just because the low IQ there? He didn't even
Not sure.
commit.
Not
At least if you'd have seen some YouTube clips, you'd have seen some Westerners in some like wing outfits or something.
There
you know?
could be literally another Hindi priest that did it before him that he could have watched and said, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, he didn't make an effort. That's all. I thought he was going to do Superman.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Hindus marry first cousins, but maybe I'm wrong.
Or something. Yeah.
I hope not. That seems like a bad call. Where's Mick G? He was going to come on here like a half hour ago. It's all excited. I guess not, huh?
Sorry, buddy.
What
Yeah.
Grande?
Yeah, he was going to join us. He said he was going to. Maybe he had technical difficulties. Exactly, Topple. Hey, you want to join in, Top? Come on.
I got one little slide I want to put on from the a project proposal pre-COVID.
Oh, very nice. Do it.
All right. While you put that on, I just want you to know that there's a KFC and Oreo. They're working together and made a chicken flavored Oreo.
It's wonderful. It's just
It's vegan.
Is this what it looks like when I screen share? Or you added an extra window? Ah, interesting.
Well, let me look and see what you. Yeah,
No, this is fine.
that's fine. Yeah,
Can you read it?
So,
It's still a bit small.
I could zoom it in again and tell me when it's big enough. It's hard to.
Yeah, someone read it out though, eh?
So this is talking about, it's a long grant proposal, and it's talking about doing the research to build new strains of COVID, not COVID, coronavirus strains. And the proposal says the BSL-2 nature of our work on SARS coronaviruses makes our system highly cost effective relative to other bat virus systems which require BSL level 4 facilities for cell culture. Then one of these guys, Ralph Barrick, who's kind of the one of the architects of this kind of research, he says in the US, these recombinant SARS coronaviruses are studied under BSL-3, not BSL-2, especially important for those cells that are able to bind and replicate in primary human cells. And China might be growing these viruses under BSL-2. US researchers will likely freak out. So he's already, he's kind of, he's one of the bad guys in the sense that he's one of the insiders who helped make this happen. But he's also saying that
so this
people aren't gonna like
BS2 this BS2 or 3 is to do with the protection
biosafety level. The higher the number, the more protection there is.
I guess that's what it meant, but
Yeah. And BSL-2 is not that good.
It's not.
Let me tell you.
It's not good enough for what they were doing. It's not good enough for a virus that could kill 1 million people. And
well, it killed a million in America.
It killed millions of people in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did it at level BSL-2 because it was cheap.
That's right, and they
Well,
knew it.
Yeah, they saved money. This was on the cheap. That's why it was done in
And like I said, it's even spelt out to you there. It looks like if this was
Yep.
done in the US, it would
Right.
kick off bad.
Now,
Just so
this-
you can appreciate the difference, a BSL2 is literally just a tabletop like you had at high school, just a bench in the open. BSL3, you start using HEPA filters, and then you can take the trash out in bags and autoclave it outside of that room.
yeah.
BSL4 is then negative air pressure with a bunny suit. And in order for any material to leave that room, it has to get put into an autoclave that cooks and then comes out the other side cooked. So
Yeah,
they went
and-
from a BSL4 of that level down to a tabletop in your classroom. That's crazy.
Right, and that's
It is
one of the
crazy.
reasons why it's very likely that the researchers infected
And
themselves.
they knew it. And they knew it.
I'm
But
looking
this,
at
this proposal was presented to the DARPA, and they looked at it and said, "No, we're not funding this. This is too risky."
I'm looking at a commercial website here, and it literally says lists biosafety level 3 types of agents studied: anthrax, COVID-19, Hanta, malaria, Rift Valley fever, West Nile virus, and that's in level 3. And these guys were using it in level 2, and it lists things in level 2 as dengue, triple E, hepatitis, HIV, Lyme,
Yeah,
measles,
fine.
mumps, shit
Well,
like
but
that.
those
Well,
are only passaged through fluids. So while they're
Fluids,
still
right.
not fun to get, there's no airborne aerosol situation. I
Right.
would still work with it in a hood anyway. Like, I mean, why not?
Let's go up to level 5. What's level 5 going to be? No, there is no
I
level
think
5.
4 is the highest
Probably
level.
level 4 on a boat in the middle of the water.
Level 4 is Bolivian hemorrhagic fever, Ebola, Lassa, and Marburg are the 4 that are studied at level
Right.
4.
What was the first one again?
Bolivian hemorrhagic fever,
Never heard
Never
of
heard of that one.
also
It's kinda
called
like, it's basically Ebola.
tropical hemorrhagic fever.
What was
essentially.
the one the women who were pregnant in Brazil were getting? They were giving birth to like inbred kids. They weren't inbred though, but they were like disformed. I can't remember what it was. It was like
No,
10
I
years
think it
ago.
was some sort of encephalitis or something like that caused.
You can
the
get it
brain
with
to-
just fever. Like
Do you
scarlet
remember?
fever.
Do you remember it in Brazil?
Yeah, their heads were tiny. I think that guy Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show had that shit. His IQ was like 6. Poor guy. I mean, I don't.
It
mean
had to be
make
more
fun
than
of him.
6.
I know, maybe 12, double it, but it was
He,
pretty
he
damn low.
functioned, but he definitely was a mongoloid.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he's having the last laugh because in reality, he's made so much millions out of being a
Yeah.
retard.
Yeah, he's making
Yeah.
our bank accounts look funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think do you think he sat at home with a cigar and said, "I just played this actor all my life." That's just great.
Yeah. Mosquitoes to pass on AIDS. Jesus, cup of tea. That's morose.
Well, they did just release a bunch of mosquitoes that are sterile. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of sterile
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
Have you seen the worst joke in the world by Jack D?
By wild ones, there's no way.
No.
He talks about mosquitoes in South America, South Africa.
No, it's in Africa. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? I can't remember exactly.
I remember what it was.
You know,
if we
nothing to worry
had
about,
if we had provided more funding for mosquito nets, we could have saved millions of mosquitoes needlessly dying of AIDS. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
Pretty offensive. You have to think about it. He's saying everyone's got AIDS over there, and the poor mosquitoes, whenever they bite them, are going to get AIDS.
Innocent
Yeah, he's,
mosquitoes.
I'm just gonna leave it on.
Yeah, I love shit like that.
It's
I
running
think
okay.
So
pushing
the only
the
problem I had today,
Hey.
you said it looked funny.
hey, it's
Here's
Sarita. I don't know if
Sarita,
we're
but I don't
supposed to
see
hear that.
Sarita.
I don't think we're supposed to hear that.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
sorry.
sorry.
I'm muted for a second. Sorry.
That's okay. She can
well,
stay.
you weren't.
mhm.
Yeah, cat scratch fever. Ted Nugent wrote a song about it. He got it from some kitty next door. I think he was talking about gonorrhea or something the like. One of those 70s STDs that everyone seemed to get, and you could clear it up with
harmless compared to what followed.
a bit of penicillin and you were good to go, right?
Yep.
Not so much anymore. But is it real? Is it a cat scratch fever, like an actual thing you can get from cats?
Yeah.
Yo, cat nails are full of nasty shit. So,
Yeah,
yep.
I guess so, huh?
And it's most likely from their own feces that you're getting when they bury it. Yummy.
I know there's something with women who have cats. If they, get pregnant, they can't do anything with the litter for fear of some horrendous pathogen that's in there.
Toxic chemical that we use residentially.
Is that what it is?
It's in that poop.
Yeah, pretty much. There's some that are better than others, but a lot of cat litter stuff is
I thought
very
it was,
very chemical.
I thought it was in that poop.
I thought it was the cat.
For the cat scratch fever, yes. But what he's talking about is
For the pregnant.
Is it? I
Yeah.
thought it had to do with the actual fertile. I don't know then. I don't know.
This is a little
You can ask
sidetrack, but
people.
it has something to do with cat litter. In the
Come from
UK, we
fleas.
get a thing called non-taxed diesel, and they dye it red. So if you get caught with that on
Yeah,
the road,
It's called off road here.
yeah. So in the UK, people are turning the red diesel into clear diesel, and how they do it is they put it through a cat litter. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it turns
it's farm-
it-
Farm diesel here, farm gas, right?
yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's basically called like the same sort of thing here, off-road diesel. But yeah, if you put it through cat litter, it takes the dye out completely. I've seen them do it, and it's like
Yeah, but like
it's-
that stuff's expensive. And how much cat litter does it take to do like a barrel?
well, I think they
Doesn't
buy.
seem-
I think they buy the cat litter in the ton form. They don't get it in the little bag from Tesco's.
I bet you
I'm
there's
just,
some
I'm
other.
just questioning its efficiency. It doesn't seem like
Yeah,
a good business
well-
model. Spend more on
well-
that than just buying real diesel.
No, because 80% of what we pay on the pump is tax. So currently, we are paying fucking fuel's going up again, 180 a litre on diesel. So what's 80% of 180? That's like 100.
It's 80. It's basically 80. So you'd be at $1.
Yeah. So there's your money. 80% of there's your money. It's different in
Wait,
America.
it's 80%.
80% tax.
80% of the cost
So, yeah.
gets So around, if it was, say,
It's 180 at the moment. It's 180 at the moment. So it's like it's like 150, 160 is tax.
Well, if let's say it was going to be sold at $1, 80% of $1 would be 80 cents. So you would add the 80 cents tax onto the dollar, making it $1.80. If that makes sense. That's how gas tax works. So you start with the number that it's valued at, I guess, and then you start with your taxes from there.
But you can see why, taking the dye out, even the cost is still, if it's 80% tax, that's basically what it is.
Well, you probably have
Listen-
tractors that have fucking 800 liter, gas, fucking tanks. So, the big ones, the combines are huge gas tanks. So
They can run like all day on one tank, but that's a shit ton of fuel.
shit ton. So they get the break, but now a driver who drives, what do you guys call them, a lorry, might use 100 liters a day if they're driving a ton, heavy cargo. Could save some serious dough. I mean,
The farmers definitely need a break. Otherwise, everybody's going to be paying a lot of money for their food, more than they want. I mean, we already are.
yeah.
The thing is,
Oh.
obviously it's illegal. But if you've got a car that's worth $1,000, then they confiscate your car, and you get prosecuted. But I don't think it's much of a problem. But obviously, if you've got a lorry that's got 1,000 liters in it, the temptation is there, but you lose your lorry. So I don't really see lorries using.
They
it.
confiscate it, they repossess it literally.
Yeah, they take
Wow.
the vehicle. So we call it plant diesel in the UK, plant diesel, which is off-road diesel. Is is it dyed as well, red?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I never would have thought of that, to tell you the truth. So, like mowers and shit, that doesn't fall under that. Like,
Well,
Those
if
guys-
it's off,
It's not on the road.
yeah, if it's not on the road, then yeah, it falls into it.
well, I see commercial lawnmower guys filling up at gas stations all the time. Like, they pull their fucking lawnmower off the
Y-
trailer. And,
Probably, is it
Yeah, because
diesel or is
they're
it-
going on they're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on public
gas.
easements. They're going on public easements where they're cutting the lawn there, so technically they are on the road.
There's no
Okay.
off-road gasoline that I'm aware of.
oh, it's just diesel.
It's only diesel.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
I mean,
drive
if-
a diesel, Welshman?
Yeah, I drive a diesel.
Oh, now I know why you know so much about it. Okay. Wink,
No.
wink, nod, nod. I'm kidding.
I get I get crazy mileage out of my diesel. I go like fucking. I done like 300 miles not long ago, and I got 74 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only doing 55 all the way though. That was it.
I mean,
Set the cruise.
diesel's way up over here, but it used to be way more common to see the diesel Jetta and the diesel Golf, the Volkswagen diesels.
Yeah.
And there was a BMW diesel that had a D in there after the numbers. But you never see them anymore because it's too cost prohibitive now over here.
I was looking into that with a group of people I was talking to and found out that in a crude barrel of oil, 2/3 of it can be processed into, or basically when it's done being processed, 2/3 of that volume will be gasoline and only 1/3 can be made into diesel. That's why diesel is more expensive than gasoline. I thought it was
I
just
thought-
marked up.
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Well, gasoline is much more volatile. Diesel is way more stable.
Right. Well, yes, that's correct. But its power, my understanding is its power capability is drastically different.
It's drastically different.
But a modern diesel engine now, fucking, you know, it's like shit off a shovel. You know, they go.
They can. I agree. Some turbo diesels can really go.
Yeah.
In the sense of just volatility, you can throw a match into diesel, and most of the
Oh,
time the match will just go out.
Every time.
Finds out. It would suck to find out for that one time that it
It,
didn't.
it needs to be extremely high temperature but
Yeah, to
obviously
vapor.
with gas, if you drop it on top, it might go out. But if you drop it nearby, the whole fucking place will go out.
Right.
Because I know it sounds silly, but actually dropping it on the puddle, it snubs it out, doesn't it? Sometimes, but if you put it like just to the edge of the puddle, fucking the whole fucking thing will catch. It's
Yeah,
the
it
fumes,
needs-
isn't it?
It's
Vapor.
the air. It almost needs like an aerosol, or like the glow plugs. When I used to drive diesels a lot, and like you'd turn the key, you'd have to sit there for a minute, and then the light would then tell you that you could start it after a minute. Or the default was, you have to have them plugged in overnight, and then especially in the winter. But yeah, it's a different concept. Obviously, it was invented, I believe, by a German named Diesel, and it's a badass engine. Do you even change the oil in a diesel?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
has
change
more.
mine because it relies on oil much more. I think. I mean, I change mine every 5,000.
Okay, Interesting.
I didn't pay it off for my car, but I've just every 5,000 changed the oil filter and the oil, and then every 10,000 I changed the air filter.
How often for the actual filter for the diesel?
gas
for the diesel,
filter.
20,000 every
Mhm.
20. So as long as you change the oil and the oil filter on every 5,000, which I do, which is like £30 basically.
What?
You do it yourself.
Diesels will look after you. Yeah, I do it myself. Diesels will look after you.
That's
I
an
don't even
expensive ass filter, dude.
Do you guys have
That's
synthetic
an
over
expensive
there?
filter.
Yeah. No, that's including the oil. Like £30. It's like £25 oil and £5 filter.
It's
I
a lot
literally
of
just
oil.
I just stick a washing bowl underneath my car. I don't even jack the car up. I don't even
Do
jack
they-
it up. I get a
How many
washing. I
liters
get
came out? Diesel usually has more oil in it than a gasoline engine.
4.5.
That's a tiny engine.
Yeah, it's only a 1.5.
I mean, that's a
But-
lot of oil, though. 4.5 would be like a near V8 size.
Liters. No, 4.5 liters.
Oh, liters. Of course,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
like 1.5 gallons.
So yeah, literally, I just put I put the washing bowl underneath. I just pull the plug, dump it out, and then fill it back up and change the oil filter. It takes like 10, 15 tops.
I think he said 20,000 on the fuel filter change. Topple.
Yeah, 25.
5K on
Yeah.
the oil, 10K on the air,
Yeah.
20K on the fuel filter.
My understanding is that the fuel, when the trucks bring it, is already cleaner, and when they are dumping it, they have upgraded all the filtration systems in the ground before it gets into your car. So those back in the day, those got dirtier way faster, but now like the whole all of our fluids are much cleaner now.
No kidding. Yeah, no lead either, too.
And if you get an old diesel, I know it sounds crazy. There's many YouTubers who have done it recently. You know, they're driving across America on vegetable oil with an old diesel.
Sure.
Just like,
Yeah.
it needs mechanical fuel pumps. That's basically the requirements.
But they have
It's
to
like
treat that, to my understanding. They get the oil from McDonald's and have to treat it, and then they can run it.
This guy, basically, that's all he would do. Would stick like 5%, was it white spirit in it or something? He's done it, and as long as it's the right type of diesel engine, which is generally pre 2002, it'll drive on anything near enough.
What was his filtration for the oil? Because there'd be all the shit.
He had filled, but what he did as well, he literally drove across America and stopping at restaurants and picking up literally their waste oil there and then, and he would filter it in the back of his vehicle. So on the roof he had like a tank, and it would filter through gravity down. It was a crazy setup.
I think I might have been behind that guy. I was behind somebody who some years ago who had signs all over their vehicle saying this is running on used Friolator oil, and the fucking thing smelled like a basket of French fries, like being fried driving down the road. It smelled pretty good. I mean, it really did
Yeah.
smell like fried food, man. It was trippy.
He'd be great to lead the caravan on the way to Cali.
Thing
I
is,
mean-
you know, they're having a laugh, but they're proving the concept that the thing will fucking, an old diesel will run on it near enough anything. It'll fucking run on near enough anything there. And
Yeah.
like some of the stuff they were getting, it was all shitty and stuff. And he did refuse some of it, but he's like, you know, he was having it like all sorts of colors, really old. He was just like, you know, throw it in.
There's a guy at a
yes.
junkyard that was doing YouTube videos of this car that they were wrecking. He's like, all right, we're just going to put random stuff in the oil, you know,
Yeah,
for oil.
I've seen it.
See how
Putting
it runs.
bolts in there and stuff,
They did
innit?
Aunt Jemima's basically high fructose corn syrup,
Mhm.
and they
Oh.
dumped it all in there and they ran it and they redlined the shit out of it, and it didn't kill. It didn't die. I was like, sugar would absolutely seize up and crystallize and everything, but it didn't die.
Huh. Yeah,
Then they used Dr. Pepper and it died.
that's funny. There's a famous YouTuber who took an old, I want to say it was a diesel truck, it might have been gas, and he fucking turned it around backwards, so the gas he's driving around like backwards, but he re-engineered the whole thing. to
Was it a
fucking-
pickup?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
amazing. That pickup is amazing. It
cop-
really is. The engineering that's
It's
going into that.
crazy. The cop who pulls him over is just
So
blown away by it.
confused.
It's
He's so
like, holy
confused, isn't he?
So where was he sitting?
he's sitting do a
You need to watch
180
it.
in a pickup truck, and he's sitting backwards. He turned everything around.
Okay,
And
so
You need to watch it. It's
So the-
too fucked up.
the bed of the pickup truck is in front of him,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
That's gotta be hilarious.
I mean, there's also another famous YouTuber took the highest end 680 horsepower Corvette engine and installed it in a fucking Tesla and took all the battery stuff out and engineered and installed a full gasoline
Yeah, that's
engine
rich.
and transmission.
Rich rebuilds is that's called. Rich rebuilds.
That one was between those two. I was more impressed by the pickup truck, but both were insane. Both were. I
Was
got to
it-
imagine 1,000 hours. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. I mean,
Was the Tesla like a bronze color?
I think so.
Yeah, that's rich rebuilds. Yeah, he put like that Corvette engine in the Tesla.
He put a fucking kick-ass exhaust on it, so it was something. That was the only time I ever saw it. A really loud Tesla, like screaming loud exhaust, you know. And the funny thing is, it was faster as an electric car, but it was still impressive.
And the thing
Funnier
was,
as a gasoline powered Tesla.
yeah, and the worst thing, it won a sleeper last dance. You know, it literally had the half the engine hanging out the fucking the front end of it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a disguise or some sort of like sleeper. No,
Big
It's fucking loud.
scooped hood,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
he
fucking
couldn't fit it
crazy.
in there. It wasn't made. There's no room in the Tesla for an engine, so it definitely took some creativity. There's a lot of batteries in those electric cars, man. It's really wild.
Well, I've seen a couple of YouTubers go to China, and it was very recent because I've seen two in the same week. So obviously it just happened, and they are right in China now. Their battery technology is outperforming Tesla these days at the moment. I'm not saying it's not going to change, but
Do they
They're
still
going-
catch on fire?
well, no, not really. They're very impressive now.
Really?
No. So that they were charging them in minus 40, minus 60 degrees or minus 80 degrees it was in there. It was
Wow.
in a pod. And from 0 to full, it was 12 minutes. Now, in ideal conditions, that was taking 6.5 minutes to charge your battery. The
Huh, and
At
range
what
is like
ambient temperature? Down to positive 20? No.
Yeah. They go high temperatures. They were proving that that they could because obviously electric and the coals, and they said it does. It takes like 40% more time to charge, but it only takes 6.5 normally. So it takes like 12 or 11 minutes to charge in those temperatures. And he had like an actual pod where it was sat in there and it's those temperatures. But the technology in China, I know we're getting it. You're not getting it in America. We're getting it in Europe, by the way. We're getting Chinese cars in Europe, and they're very, very impressive.
These are brand new hitting your market, or you've had them?
Yeah, we're getting like BYDs. We're getting loads of different ones.
Just recently.
Yeah, in the last year. And
Really? Is that
Yeah.
putting a hurt on the local companies?
well, yeah, because you're seeing loads on the road now. You're literally seeing quite a lot on the roads, and
They're
they're
actually affordable?
affordable. Yeah.
Crazy. You make something affordable and people buy it. That's
Mhm.
such a weird
Apparently-
business model.
Apparently, we're getting a few new mini truck type things over here coming out real soon, but they're going to be gas, and they don't have any what's the technology called? Something infotainment system, user infotainment system.
Right.
They're going to get rid of this. I'm hoping this is a new trend. Like, there's a fucking Escalade now that the whole fucking dashboard is a screen. I mean, it's just like waiting for it to fail. This is a vehicle to go from A to B. Can we just focus on the mechanical aspect of it and stop making it like a jet fighter? That's just my opinion. Maybe people like that, but I'd be happy to not have anything besides.
But
drive,
lads,
park, fucking, like lights, simple shit, man.
I don't like electric in any real way, but I do love my e-bike. But with cars, obviously, it's a bit of an issue. But like I said, this Chinese show, it was Rich Rebuilds that actually was doing this, so that's funny. And out of the whole circle there, he visited this China car show, and it blew him out of the water because he said, "We're not getting any of this, and you're not getting it in America." And in Europe, the prices are maybe 50% less than like a Land Rover, and you're getting these like Land Rover copies, and there's nothing cheap about them, and they're miles in front of Land Rover technology-wise. When you go in there, all the interior is completely so modern and new. It's like the European market is. It's not just like even everything. They've got everything sorted.
Mr. E has a question for you, Welshman.
Yeah.
Can you see it, or shall I read it to you?
Yeah, can you read it?
It says, "Did King Sausage Fingers not run a lush car on cheese and wine?"
That's a good question.
He's on about,
very curious to hear the answer, Welshman.
He's on about King Charles and his sausage fingers.
Okay.
Yeah. And lush car on cheese and wine. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he missed that. There's no lag, Mr. E. It just took me a second to read it. But you can explain it if you want. It'll spurn his imagination or whatever.
I can hear
Have
it
you
burning already.
Have you seen his sausage fingers, mind you?
No, like he's got like arthritis and they're all bloodshot, like over
They're
pressure.
all they're all fat and bloated. But what was quite funny, as I actually heard William making a joke about Charles's fingers the other day, old sausage fingers. So
Do you know who becomes your royal when he passes?
Yeah, William.
William
That's
Kate.
already known. It's not like they have to do some
No. So
thing.
it always goes to the eldest son. So the eldest son would be William. And
I
then
saw the footage of him when he was in the military.
But if William doesn't have any children, which he does, then he would have gone to Harry. But
They already have to have children in order to have the right?
No, he doesn't have to have children today. As long as he has children by the time he's dead, then he would go to his children, and it wouldn't go to Harry. So Harry's like 10th in line or whatever it is now.
I see what you're saying. So William and Kate don't have children?
Yeah, William and Kate has children. But even if they didn't at this stage, it wouldn't matter. As long as they did have children. So they've got like 3 kids, I think it is. So obviously it would go down to the eldest son, and then obviously the daughters if the son's passed.
I like Kate. She's I don't know what she is now, but I've always thought she was a hottie.
I'm much less of a royalist than I
know I'm not either. I just think I like attractive women. I always thought she was.
Yeah,
a hottie,
I was going to say I don't think it has anything to do with royalty.
Royal schmoil.
It has to
Cute.
do with them titties.
Female. I don't even know about that, but I always thought she had a nice proportioned face. Her, she's genuinely.
That's what I meant to
good
say. Proportioned face.
Just a traditional beauty, I guess.
Not a butterface.
I don't know who that is. But
I suppose what was quite disappointing was you had Prince Harry that tended to be a bit of a laugh when he was a kid. He basically had his he got fucked in the basically the bike shed of a pub, and it sort of come out in
Sounds
the news.
romantic.
by who?
By some fucking scrubber in the local village,
What'd you guys call her? A scouse?
No, she was just some local or something. So basically, he blew his cherry on some local lass, right? And it sort of sneaked out. He also went to fancy dress party in German uniforms, and that leaked out. Everyone knew he'd done drugs as well. So that sort of leaked out.
What was that fucking
And
episode of
he-
him wearing
the-
the Nazi uniform at a
It
party?
was, yeah, it was a fancy dress. It was, yeah. So all that happened. Then he joined the army, and I thought, okay, whatever, yeah. And then he come out of there, and he's just like turned super woke, like crazy woke. Got shacked up with some fucking slag from America. She's just some scrubber, and she proves to be. And he turns out to be the biggest wet ever. And he says stuff like, "I killed like loads of Taliban in my fucking helicopter and fucking blew them to bits." And it's like it's not like we didn't know that, but by actually saying it, he just put a target on your head.
Who are you talking about? William?
Harry. Yeah,
Harry.
he literally gave interview and said, "Oh, I took out like dozens of fucking Taliban."
Was his brother also in the military?
Yeah, but he can't go to any combat because he's first in line.
Right, but because I remember video just came out that I watched, and it was him being interviewed, and then there was a raid siren, so he had to run away and get in the
That's
helicopter.
Harry. I thought you were talking about Harry. That's Harry.
Oh, okay, but even then,
I
it
thought-
was a secret.
Well, it was a secret where he was based.
It was a secret, and his name was also different.
Yeah, but everyone knew who he was. I mean, obviously.
So was he a pilot? Is he a helicopter pilot?
Yeah, he was a helicopter pilot.
That's not easy to do, man. It takes quite a lot of training. It takes a lot of hours.
Yeah, but what you don't do if you're is after the fact, a couple of years later, and it was like 10, 15 years later, admit that you've killed dozens of Taliban.
Mm.
And
You're
you know,
saying
straight-
that fact aged like milk, and it's not a pickup line.
Well, I don't know that. I think they would have wanted him dead anyways, but yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it adds a little more motivation
Yeah,
to
of course
kill.
it is.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
and of course he's left all official duties, and he doesn't get royal protection anymore. He does in the UK, I believe, a little bit, but he doesn't abroad.
I mean, I've seen a lot of those videos of the Taliban getting smoked, and there's one in particular where it appears there's a tractor in a field and a truck nearby. There's three guys. They sort of walk between the truck and the tractor. There's a helicopter pilot watching them.
Heat-seeking
that-
camera.
Yeah, some sort of an infrared camera, and he says basically that he sees weapons. I'm watching the thing, I'm pausing it, I'm like, I can't find the fucking weapons. I don't know if maybe it's degradation over time. This video is 15 years old or however old it is or what, but what they saw, maybe it was a lot clearer in the helicopter. What we got released wasn't as clear, maybe to hide our technology, but I gotta say, in that particular video, it looked like three farmers with tools shuffling between a truck and a tractor, and he lit them up with the big ACAC, that thing that shoots, and then the whole ground explodes, and you see a body get bigger and spread out over the whole ground. And I always wonder, like, how many of them were? I know a lot of them were Taliban, but they certainly all weren't, right?
Of course not.
That's war, I guess, is what they would say.
Yeah, it's war, but it's a different kind of war.
I mean, there's one definitive one when the guys there's a big stone wall and they're all around it. I think they're getting a fire going. This one's like during the day, and we hit them with some kind of fucking bomb, and they all just got vaporized. They all are loaded with weapons. There's no question about what's going on there, but there's just a lot
in Iraq there was a run from the town. I think it was I can't remember the road. It was like a road from like Basra, I think it was, and they evacuated, and it was like a chicken shoot. I think it was described by the US pilots.
Mhm.
So they're in like 200 vehicle convoy going down this fucking road.
It sounds like the first Iraq War.
I can't remember. It's like the road or something. It's crazy because I've seen
Well, I think it
multiple.
was the evacuation of Kuwait by the Iraqi army, who instead of surrendering, they attempted to evacuate, which made them fair game.
And it's just called like either the road to something. Anyway, they all got fucking blitzed out, and you see this footage, and I've seen multiple videos on the same subject. I'm gutted I can't remember what it's called. It's the road from Basra or something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they got fucking and the debris the next day. They showed the footage. And there's vehicles like 100, 200 yards from the road in the desert sand, still fucking taken out, like, and they're all getting fucking. There's nothing left, just rubble.
Wild. I mean, we could pull up all kinds of different gun cam footage here. We all watched it probably in the live leak days. It was huge back then. But anyways, yeah.
I tell you what I've seen recently is, I can't remember what the vehicles are called. They're American vehicles. They might have been just Humvees, I suppose. But they were just going through the town. They were just punting cars off. They were just like, they wouldn't even give them a beep half the time. But obviously the problem was there was loads of like roadside shit going on. So as they're going through the town, they just refused to stop. And they'll just literally plow any vehicle out the way. Well, I was like, fuck yeah. I haven't seen footage like this for ages, and it was literally just going down the road, and it like turned vehicles like around upside down.
Would that be an MRAP? Is that what that's called?
Yes, I think it is MRAP vehicle.
Or,
but either way,
What's that?
There was just pedestrians.
Maybe Bradley. Yeah.
There was pedestrians going about their business. And all of a sudden, this thing comes to us, boof, just takes the car out. I mean, fucking hell. Like 20 seconds later, it rips another car away. And it literally is just taking cars out because it doesn't want to stop, and it's not going to stop. Because,
Last Dance, do you think we're on the subject now? Do you think I should or have you play that video that I DM'd you from Instagram?
I don't know. It's kind of inflammatory.
A little too
I have
edgy?
nothing against it, I guess. Yeah, why don't you play it?
Are you worried about this group or the internet?
Neither.
I don't have Insta on my laptop, so it will be a challenge for me to pull it off.
Okay, I can pull it up.
But I think that what I'm talking about is mostly what he says about Iran, regarding what they've done over the years and what we've, in his opinion, finally done back to them. You know, anything that's offensive, I don't want to play. But then again, I really don't give a fuck. So, you want to get it queued up? I'll be back in like 45 seconds.
It's yeah.
Offensive.
Take your time queuing it.
Okay.
Who do you think it's offensive to, Last Dance?
Muslims.
Is it unwarranted, and that's what makes it offensive?
I mean, I'm not like he asked me if I agreed with it. I said about 50%.
Okay. Who's the one speaking? Sorry.
I don't. I'm not sure who he is. He's I think a Navy SEAL or a former Navy SEAL, allegedly.
Okay.
He's definitely gung ho on the prosecuting the Iran war.
Did you see that the chemical that's used in Pfizer they're saying that it may help stop cancer from spreading? So there's like a bunch of memes.
What chemical from Pfizer? What is that? No, I don't know anything about it.
Early research suggests that sildenafil, the erectile dysfunction drug,
Viagra.
commonly known as Viagra, may help stop cancer from spreading, not through its well-known effects on blood flow, but by disrupting how tumor cells manage cholesterol.
That gives me a woody.
Yeah.
Stopping cancer, I mean.
Well, you have to walk around the rest of your life with a raging heart on, but you'll never die of cancer.
Trade off.
Yeah, you'll die of a heart attack instead, I guess.
Exactly. I'll go out the way I wanted to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about cancer, I'm still giving Trigger what I was been giving him now, but he's quite concerned. He's been on it for quite a long time, but the blood in his poo symptoms has virtually disappeared.
Good.
Good.
And you said you
Um,
did it by diet, or how'd you do it?
So yeah, I'm just buying them online, capsules. And,
Oh, like a supplement.
yeah. So he originally was having 3 days and 4 days off.
This country.
And I'm going to slow it down to 2 days and 5 days off.
What is the supplement? Do you know?
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole.
One.
Wow.
One word. It's a
So
dewormer.
you're basically treating for parasites.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it is
That makes-
believed that certain cancers are caused by parasites, or it could have been that it wasn't even cancer; it was parasites.
We was passing blood up until about April, and I started him on that in February.
Right, but parasites would absolutely cause that. if
Yeah,
it's
but
the parasites are lower
you're
intestine.
only supposed to give like a 2-week dose of the Fenben, and then that's your course done. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's currently on like fucking 8 months, 7 months. So I'm concerned about that.
Well, I mean, if it's
it's
like you have to be on
symptoms.
this or you die, then the trade-off is whatever the side effects are of that versus the side effect of not taking it.
Yeah, I've spoken to like my dad about it and stuff, and we're like, well, if he dies at 12 with a liver failure, then you know.
What's Topple talking about blue diamonds here? What the fuck you need those for? He's still young.
Is he still using blue diamonds for suppositories? It's like a Reiki New Age thing he does.
I don't know. But
like I said, his symptoms have virtually disappeared when it comes to.
well, that's great to hear, buddy. It's a good
Um,
dog.
He's lost 5% of his weight, but I've managed to stabilize that. At the moment, the last 6 weeks he's stuck at 10.3. So
Is this guy running? Sorry, it looks like this dude's running for office or something just by looking at him.
That's what I thought too.
I gotta go
Right.
deal with a water pump. I'll be right back.
Oh no, you're gonna miss the vid.
All right, go ahead.
These lunatics who want us all dead. They want all of you dead.
Can you
They
hear
want
that?
all of us dead. They don't want us to disappear with the snap of a finger. They want us to be raped, burned alive, and cut into pieces. Watch the video from October 7th. That's what they want to happen from Maine to San Diego, from Seattle to Miami. They want this country turned into a burning husk of its former self. And you don't have to theorize that. That's what they do. From the 1983 barracks bombing, where 280 Marines were vaporized in the morning, from USS Cole to the Achille Laurel to every terrorist attack, from the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. These are not humanitarian freedom organizations. They are death-dealing cults, and they want all of us to die brutal deaths. Not a single president has ever stood up to them. Love Donald Trump or hate him. Love his policies, hate ICE, love ICE, whatever. There's never been a single president who has stood up to Iran and hit back. For 47 years, our troops and our families have been absorbing attack after attack after attack all over the world. And their radical ideology does not stop at the Persian Gulf. It doesn't stop at Tel Aviv. They want to do this everywhere. It's a global radical ideology. And we've been fighting it for half a century. We didn't start this war. We did not, but we will finish it. And forever wars are not popular with anybody these days. Both sides there love to attack our forever wars. And I can promise you, being someone overseas wearing the uniform, When you're fighting for your country, you don't care what party's in office, but you're fighting to defend your country. And you turn on the news and see your elected officials stabbing you in the back, telling you that you're failing, that you failed every goal of the war. It's what I just heard. Last time I checked, we've wiped these bastards out. An occasional missile strike and boats in the straits, that's not military strength. Those are the flailings of a failing empire. Those are the flailings of a nation in collapse because they deserve it. So I encourage our colleagues on both sides of the aisle, whatever's politically convenient, whatever plays well on Twitter or Facebook, think about the people who are deployed right now, standing on that wall with a loaded weapon, who have volunteered to defend our country and our way of life. Because they are there defending us in a just war. Because we did not start a war with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. They started it with us 47 years ago, and their attacks have gone unanswered for half a century. It's time to fix this problem and make sure another generation of Americans does not have to fight this murderous, savage adversary.
All right, just real quick. If anybody had a problem with that, they're just easily offended by opinions. And the other thing is, if Muslims truly want that, all they have to do is wait a little bit, because we're burning ourselves to the ground. I'll be right back.
Well, he's specifically referring to Iran.
Right. He starts off almost ambiguously referring to them all, but he sort of bottlenecks it down to Iran after this first. He starts off with they, and then he sort of lets you know the they that he's referring to is Iran, but there's some ambiguity at the beginning as to who if he's talking about the religion as a whole, or then he really makes you understand he is speaking of Iran and their proxies when he mentions the Houthis and Hezbollah. Now, do you want to divulge what you said in your response to me when I asked you if agree?
I did already.
You want to let the crew know?
I let them know already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So he says, our boy here says 100. You said more 50.
50% is what I said.
Do you lean closer to Topple, or do you stand by your 50?
No, I stand by my 50. I think it's a mistake to lump Al-Qaeda and Palestinian terrorism with Iranian
What's the common denominator?
Well, there is a common denominator, but my point is that those don't necessarily all stand at the feet of Iran. Iran is responsible largely for Hamas
and Hezbollah
and Hezbollah and the Houthis.
Yeah,
and Iran, and they're responsible for the partition, the bloodbath in Lebanon ever since their Hezbollah, they started arming Hezbollah.
Message from Jennifer. Message from Jennifer.
I'll take care of that. But not every USS Cole bombing was an Al-Qaeda thing. A lot of that stuff, you might say it's all radical Islamic terrorism, but you really do want to distinguish who's doing what.
What in what name are they doing it on?
Whoa.
I didn't quite get that.
Okay, so
what did you change, Welshman? Something sounds fucked up all of a sudden, bro.
Should be all right.
Okay, now you leaned back a little or something.
How's that now?
Perfect. Good. But Last Dance, you got quieter too.
Yeah, Last Dance is quiet again.
Really?
Yeah, get the microphone again. The bionic hearing aids aren't working anymore. Hearing microphone, whatever the fuck it is.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slightly better.
I mean, yeah, like I said, the common denominator always is Islam. So, I mean, that's, they're doing it in the name of Islam. They're not doing it in the name of Christianity or Hinduism.
I know, but I still have a problem. I still am a purist who tries to judge everybody individually, but when I look at Iran, I see them killing protesters. Literally, there was a young guy recently when he's got the rope around his neck and they're about to raise the crane, he gives the heart out to the other protesters, like he makes the heart symbol with his hands. I don't even know how to do it, but and his family screaming. He was just a young man who's protested and organized against the government.
Yeah, but he's a
Like,
Persian, isn't he? He's a Persian.
He might be Persian, but he might be Muslim by faith. But I stand with him, so it's hard for me to single out the entire, not to single out, but to generalize the entire religion. You know, if I feel like there could be one good person in there, then that's enough for me to hopefully say that I can, they might exist. You know what I'm saying?
So you've got 100 gummy sweets, but you know that 15% of those gummy sweets believe in radical Islam, and this is what So would you then like invite them into your property, or 15 people, 100 people? Would you invite them into your property, knowing that 15% holds views that want your death, basically, and what you believe in to be destroyed?
No. First of all, nobody comes into my property.
So I think, is it 15 to 20%? I think it's quite a common thing that believe in Sharia law. Yeah. I mean, in the UK, there's estimates going up to like 50%. And they're the ones who answered honestly. Obviously, there's going to be a few people there that wouldn't have answered honestly. So when we talk about this sort of stat, why would you want to risk it?
No, I hear you. What you're saying isn't wrong, and there's another side of it too. It's the fact that
to risk it. To risk it. The other side is to risk it.
Well, there's another side. In a theoretical sense, there seems to be some complacency on the side of the good, normal, society-abiding ones to condemn the bad ones. If they want to be accepted by all, then they need to stand up against the fucking extremists.
Yeah, but wait, Steve, that's called forced doctrines. And you know what wins in forced doctrines? The extremists. So when they're checking queers off the top of the building, and you've got the 5 extremists at the top of the building throwing them over, and you've got all the village down below jeering them on, right? Because they fall into forced doctrines. So when you say, "Oh yeah, they're not standing up," they're never going to stand up. They're just going to go with what's normal to them at that point. And if that means throwing gays off the tallest building and like appeasing to the lunatics, they'll appease to the lunatics.
Like
doesn't matter if they're good.
In Iran, it's not. It has. I don't think it has anything to do with the religion when they hang protesters. That's purely, I guess, law based, right?
Yeah, but Islam's political.
Last Dance?
I mean, that's what you have with a totalitarian regime. They'll use the laws. They write the laws, not the country's voters. It's not a democratic system.
Islam's political.
It's an interesting concept, though, because you have a place like North Korea, which has absolutely no religion aspect. I think it's secular, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have, of course, Iran, which is completely religious, but yet essentially they're allies in their brutality, I guess, because they're similar, which is kind of an odd ally, if you ask me, but sort of like the match made in hell there. And then Russia is becoming in as an ally, because I guess Russia goes in with the attitude of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's just basic, strategy. It's an interesting thing we have. And of course, China sort of walking the line. What do you think?
Yeah.
Now it becomes scary.
I think they don't really care.
You don't think they're going to be
China always play the long game. Always.
Yep.
So you're not saying they're going to be taking the side of Iran, then, in your opinion?
I think they will take the side of Iran politically, and
I bet they'll play it in the middle where they can turn to either side if it suits them. If it suits them.
I think they're not going to. I doubt they're going to adhere to U.S. sanctions on Iran.
No, they don't really have to. I mean, we did visit them 6 months ago, right? For that, less than 6 months for that business summit or whatever.
Yeah.
So they do at least try to maintain some sort of diplomacy, which I suppose.
They're always playing the long game, though. So like I said, they're not going to commit to either side, especially the Iranian side. They're just going to try and appease both sides, and as and when it suits, they'll turn to the other.
I mean, people's talk about Trump being a great negotiator and all that, and he's going to deal with China. China, they just see a guy who's going to be gone in 4 years and will have no power at all. So they're not inspired to do more than keep things on an even keel.
Sure.
I mean, the one thing about this one government that China have got, it's got advantages in the sense that it can actually lay down long-term achievements, and then not have it blocked and challenged. They just go through with it. But of course, in our style of democracy, we're sort of battering our heads half the fucking time and blowing things out the water so they don't happen, or fucking sticking it through the courts. It's just fucking nothing ever gets done, does it? You know what I mean?
Wife, we're on China, Iran, and sort of the geopolitical balance of the war with Iran, the allies, the complex relationships therein between China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, that sort of thing. But we can go back to trans if you want.
But I'd just like to put a context. I'm not bigging up China. But some things work really well when they want to get things done. So, and to be fair, they get things done, don't they?
Yeah. The Chinese is not China in history. Yeah, that's true, Mr. E.
I don't think they still have they don't have the one-child policy anymore.
No, they ended that. I think it
Message from Jennifer. Message from Jen.
Sorry.
Was detrimental to their population. And they wanted.
Let me turn that down. There, that'll be better.
So I've seen a program about China, about the population, and they say it's totally screwed up, and the government has been lying to the world for decades now of the true population in China. So they've overpopulated themselves, maybe 500 million people. They've overpopulated, and people say they can prove this as well, because from the figures they've declared, of all accounts, and they can prove otherwise. So I can't exactly remember why they've done it for, but yeah, they fucked it up completely. And of all accounts, there's going to be a collapse in China in the next like 2 decades. It's going to come out naturally. It's going to be there.
A financial collapse, like a crash.
Yeah, and it's basically the government over the last like 4 decades has been lying about the population and the birth rate, and they've been inflating the birth rate for decades.
Inflating it, okay.
Yeah.
From the naked eye, it looks really crowded over there, like the vertical population in cities.
Yeah, it's just people are just stuffed into cities, though, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
Let me see if I can find a bit more information on this.
Yeah, there's cities over there that I hadn't even heard of or barely heard of that are, like 3-4
Bigger.
times the size of Boston.
Yeah.
And are like no idea that they even fucking existed. It's really a wild place, man. I wonder if they all know about Boston.
Probably not.
That's just local. It's a local world, More than meets the eye. Wow. Topple lost a transformer near him. Interesting. It's always trippy.
So, here is the largest city in China. Whoa, that was weird
Sorry.
sounding.
Sorry.
Is it Chengdu?
Well, maybe it says Chongqing,
Right.
31.9 million.
Yeah, I don't even know it.
Chengdu is down there like number 5. But I've never heard of Chongqing.
31.9 million.
I have.
Yeah.
Well, you're a lot closer than we are. Let's see here. NYC population. What is that? 27, 29 million, 27 million? Oh, wait,
No.
wait a
It's
second.
got to be up there.
Okay.
Not that
Okay.
big.
Okay. So let me read this out to you, chaps. So it's China's total population fell by 3.4 million to approximately 1.4 billion, marking the 4th consecutive year of national population decline. Annual registration births dropped by 17% to a record low of 7.9 million, while deaths 11.3 million. The key population crisis numbers: a total population of 1.4 billion, down from the previous year. So it's 4 years down. Annual births. I'm trying to go further back. I am. Aging, roughly 15% of the population is over 65. Estimates surged to 450 million citizens over 60 by 2035.
What's the name of that city again, Last Dance? Because New York's only
Shen-
8.5.
Shendang, in it.
Well, I could tell you how it's spelled.
Yeah, how?
Chongqing with a Q, CHONGQING. I'll put it in the chat.
So, because New York's like 8.5 million.
That sounds right. Now,
Jesus Christ.
the Chinese cities it may be more fair to compare them to a U.S. metropolitan area rather than the city boundaries per se. So
I
New
mean,
York.
it sounds like they're inflating the population of that city.
Yeah,
That
I think
seems-
that. Let's just say that New York City is about 19 million, given the metro, the New York City metropolitan area.
Okay.
It's still about twice as big as New York City.
I'm getting 8.5 million in the city proper itself.
That's in the city proper, but the metropolitan area, considers the suburbs as kind of included.
So would the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens be the burbs?
No, that's part of the city proper.
Okay. Understood. Interesting. Yeah, it definitely seems to me like they're inflating the population of this city. It's a giant city. Yeah, ugly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it again, and they're saying China faces severe worsening demographic crisis marked by shrinking workforce, rapidly aging society, historic low in birth rates, and it goes on. It says overestimated statistics. Independent researchers, such as can't say the name, from the University of Wisconsin, intended that China's actual population is closer to 1.2 billion rather than 1.4. So they're like 2 billion overestimate. 2
Wow.
billion? Sorry, not 2 billion.
200 million.
Yeah, 200 million.
You said
Which is-
1.2 to 1.4. Yeah.
So, yeah, there's something going on in China, and it wouldn't surprise me if they lied for a few decades and they can't really get their head out of it. But it's going to come and hit them soon.
I don't know. There's this whole concept going on right now about how difficult it is to date over and to get into relationships in China. I've heard about. Have you guys heard about this thing? Like, they're like creating fake women and fake relationships because the men and women aren't getting together anymore. Maybe that's part of the problem, but
It's technology. It's also in Japan.
Japan, I've heard the same thing. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Japan.
Well, who's
massive.
creating fake women and why?
Because they're just too chicken shit to go approach girls anymore, I guess. I don't know. Like, I see over here, like, girls at the beach, guys at the beach, they get together and you see them socializing. And it's like you can see people getting together here. I think over in China or in Japan, these Asian countries, they're like,
I think
almost-
we're.
they're
Steve, I think we're.
segregating themselves intentionally. Like, I don't know what it is.
I think we're a different generation, Steve. When we used to like, I think these days, youngsters will be so much more stretched when it comes with relationships. They'll have like online relationships.
Thanks, Scott.
Some kids will just have online relationships.
I guess I don't see it in where I am.
We didn't have that because that wasn't on the picture when we were kids. But I mean, they say that kids are more isolated now than ever before. So, for example, if the technology is there that makes them not isolated, why are so many kids on antidepressants and SSRIs and all that shit?
Because the system's pushing it.
Well, yeah, maybe sitting in front of a computer all day or evening is not good for you. When
Oh,
30
absolutely.
years ago, we would go out.
Screens are absolutely changing society and causing a lot of psychological problems. You know, we've gone from
it's not just
human
in China and
interaction to-
Japan. It's in different ways all the way, wherever computers have hit. I think, like I said, it's an instant fix of
I think
social
China
media
and
now.
Japan have more screens than we do.
Maybe.
Like
I mean,
So
I
you're
don't
saying
know.
it's a-
You say it's a problem. I say it's actually a boon. People can meet online in ways
Yeah, but
that they
can you
never
get-
could before.
Can
It
you
ain't
give me
happening,
some?
bro.
Can you give me
Well, that I
some
can't
statistics?
explain.
Yeah, can you
What's
give me
that?
some statistics though, instead of just
No.
the feels?
I don't know anything about statistics.
It ain't happening. Like, it's
That's it.
where it
It's
happens
feels.
is in the organic nature of reality of people being out. It might work for like divorced people in their 40s and 50s who are trying to find a second go around. They might find it online, but it ain't usually the people who are going in like for their first shot at a real relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, I can
They're on
see
Twitter.
it working great for like
Or
two divorcees, a man and a woman who are, want to, link up and bang.
the young guys on Discord are all using the apps that are just bang apps, like swipe right type stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not fulfilling, is it? It's just cheap, quick
Well, yeah,
endorphin rushes,
they're-
and
they'll
at
say,
the
like,
end
"Oh,
of
I
it
want a
all,
wife," but
yeah, at the end of it all, they're sat at home just flicking through like TikTok.
Yeah, then it's always the whole like, well, I really like this chick, and she was like super cool, but like I know she's just fucking banging dudes she meets online, so it's
Yeah.
almost like the guy who like goes and meets
I
a
wonder if she'll
chick
cheat
and
on
bangs her the first night he meets her after drinking at the bar, and then he's always thinking, well, shit, I couldn't have been the first one she did that with or something, like this is
Yeah.
even to another level. Now you met her on the fucking internet, and you weren't the first one. You're
Yeah.
just an internet guy, an
You're
internet.
not even close to the first one.
And a
You're
proper,
probably
a
close to
proper,
500.
a proper bloke player will turn around and fuck her, but won't have any respect for her and won't take her seriously because they know what she's all about.
I take just the opposite tack. I don't care if I'm the 100th guy, as long as there's no 101st. I'm
Yeah,
perfectly happy.
You have to
That's the
admit,
problem.
you're taking a
You're
risk.
just on the roster. You're just on the roster, mate.
No, and that's the same thing, wife. Yeah, the same thing I would expect a woman to think about the guy is he's just banging mad chicks. So, like, yeah. I
Yeah, but,
would expect,
It's,
I would
yeah,
expect
I
the
think-
same thought.
Not my.
you're cutting out, Based.
All of a sudden, he was speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
Like that last sound sounded like a Chinese vowel. If they have vowels, I don't even know. You know any Chinese?
My brother-in-law?
I don't mean people. I mean the language. Jesus.
No.
Not to say, do you know any Chinese referring to human beings? I'd say Chinese people. You know any Chinamen? Yeah, met one. They make some good food.
No, I don't know a word of Chinese.
I think
Kung
I know.
Pao. That's all I know.
Kung Pao.
That's probably
There you
American anyway.
go. There was one word, I don't know. Do you guys like Sean Strickland at all?
Who's that?
Sounds familiar.
He's an MMA fighter. He's been making quite a stir online lately.
Haven't paid attention.
Don't know who he is.
When the White House had fights, he's one of the greatest fighters in the world. He spoke out against Israel, and then they basically, Dana White said, we're not going to have Sean Strickland at this fight because of his comments about Israel.
Speaking of the UFC,
Benjamin Netanyahu.
you watched the 250th UFC fight on the White House lawn? Or 250th
talking
anniversary White House UFC fight?
I didn't watch it, but that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Sean
Okay,
Strickland
well,
should have been
that
there.
event lost the UFC corporation $30 million.
That's nothing for them.
I'm just saying, I don't know how much they're going to make from new, like, watchers because the MAGA crowd watches UFC or something. I don't know what the risk was worth, but
It
financially,
pisses
they did
people
make
off
out.
because they should have had Sean Strickland because whatever his opinions are irrelevant. He fucking kicks ass. He's a tough motherfucker. And he's a good follow. I recommend you guys find him on Twitter and give him a follow. He's bombastic. He's what you might call a bit of a ignoramus, but in a good way, if that makes any sense, because
he uses his powers for good.
he's simple, but yet he gets to the point in some of his deliveries and questions. And if you hate him, just don't go. You know, I've always followed him. I always
Just tell him
liked
to his face, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a weird, I don't know, he's a strange dude. Check him out.
I'm with you, Topple.
What Top will say.
I don't care about body counts. Love is what matters.
That's
No,
because
yeah.
body count of one.
I'm more making the point of like the manufactured relationship that's provided by Tinder or whatever it is. Tinder especially, because
Tinder.
that's literally Tinder is to have sex. So people
It's for
use
marriage.
it. Yeah, it takes the natural progression out of it of dating, like and meeting somebody and getting to know them, then naturally like working up to the sex thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's maybe initially good to get laid for good-looking people. They could probably have amazing, unlimited amounts of sex with tons of people. I suppose if they're protected, it's fine. I don't really give a shit, but it does seem to kind of go against the whole traditional relationship thing.
Maybe.
No problem.
So scientists are proposing to have the world's population down to 4 billion by 2200. I'm curious if this trend for dating is going to solve that problem in itself. People will just stop having kids. Population will naturally go down. The world
Seems
will
to
have
be.
about 50 people left on it, and they're all gay in an orgy together, something like
So
that.
this is going to surprise you. What would you guess if you look at the percentage of engaged couples who met on a dating app? What percent would you guess met on Tinder?
50.
Of engaged couples right now.
Of engaged
50.
couples who met on a dating app,
50%.
what percentage would you guess that dating app was Tinder?
Was what percentage of
Let's say all the engaged couples count as 100% if they met on a dating app. If they met at church, it doesn't. They're not in the count.
if they-
Of those that met on a dating app, what percent met on Tinder?
I'm gonna guess because I think this is a loaded question, and
Yeah.
RW, you said 50.
Yep.
You're setting the precedent, so this is like the Price is right. Do I go higher than 50? 50 is a
I'd go 51.
50's
I'd go
There's a lot of dating apps.
50
Doesn't
is a
matter.
rich guess.
That's like
Isn't
Bitcoin
there-
versus another cryptocurrency.
Isn't
Bitcoin
there
has
one
the
called
name.
NBF? Isn't there one called NBF? Nothing but fatties.
Not that I heard of.
I think it's called Plenty of Whales.
Oh, POW. Ouch. In more ways than one. That's awful.
And we're in trouble now.
All right, back to the subject at hand. I'm gonna go with the old 51.
25%.
Okay,
Really?
25%.
Dang, I thought it was more.
36% of them met on Hinge. I've never even heard of that.
That's definitely
Neither have I.
popular, yeah.
And
It's the
and
same
that's
thing.
out of a much smaller user base, so that's a good number. And 20% who
guess
met on
Hinge
Bumble.
is more
Never heard
like
of them.
for long term, though, I guess. So it makes
Okay.
sense.
How about
20% who
um,
met on Bumble. I never
how
heard
about
of Bumble.
only farmers?
Farmers?
Not too bad.
I never heard of that. How many can there be?
Probably like 3.
There's always room for more.
Right. Yeah, we don't know much about the dating apps. 70% was wife's guess. My only experience with Tinder is that I guess people do it to just get laid, right? That's all I know
Yeah,
of it.
it's
Well-
literally looking for tail. I mean,
I
some
mean, you
guys.
could argue that that's all men do on any app.
I mean, they're definitely shopping for tail, but if they know the guy with the girl actually wants to spend time with the guy longer, why not? Why not take that offer? That's probably what most of those engagements are. It's like, hey, we do good enough together. Let's stop trying to find someone else.
No, I just gotta fix that. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. MySpace. They say MySpace is coming back.
What? No,
I don't know.
there's no way, dude. I don't know how they'd rebrand it.
In the old days, Bill Belichick was asked about it, and he said, I don't really know about much when it comes to MySpace. And that became one of the best, like, old man internet slip-ups, combining MySpace and Facebook. MySpace. Love it. But, yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys got in mind? Loaded up in the old T-shirt gun?
I have a couple things. I'm gonna head out of here in a second, but there's the guy that climbed the Brooklyn Bridge and jumped off it. Did you guys see that one?
No.
Yes.
I'll drop that in the back just so you guys can have it for the future. But basically, an Uber Eats guy, he climbs up the tower on the Brooklyn Bridge and uses his Uber Eats food bag as like a parachute or some shit. And, I mean, he survived, but that must have hurt like a bitch when he hit the water at that height.
270 feet.
Well,
Yeah.
he's very lucky he survived.
Higher
Maybe
than
the
the
bag
Golden
did slow
Gate
him down.
Bridge. No, it didn't. And it's a miracle that he lived because people commit the S word off of lower structures into water.
Right.
And Jesus, he must have hit it just right to go in and not make an impact on his skull. All you have to do is get dazed for
Right.
90
Too deep.
seconds, and you just start inhaling water if you're not even,
Yeah,
when
that's
you're dead.
true. That's true.
You don't even have to be fully knocked out. You just have to be. You go way to fuck down, obviously.
Yeah, I figured it was like they got crushed or something, but that makes more sense that they suffocate.
Yeah, you go down, and if you're not vigorously like trying to swim up, you're down there, and it's
When I
bad.
first got here, you were talking about Mamdani. Were you talking about the ID for the grocery stores?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Walshman had brought that up, but we were all talking about it. Yes.
Okay, I just thought it was funny that like ID for voting is no, but ID for carrots and grapes is cool.
Yeah, the paradox in some of their ideas is definitely comical. As pointed out, again, I'll bring it up with Last Dance, your comment. Oh, so Mandami hates black people or something like that, because the big quip with the whole ID thing was a lot of low-income black people don't have IDs, so they won't be able to vote. So you're disenfranchising a whole group. So then they're going to be eliminated from buying food because they won't have IDs, right? It's the stupidest thing. Why do can you tell me why they're hanging their hat on this ID thing? Why is it such a big deal?
You're asking, does anybody else want to answer that first?
For voting.
I don't know.
Do you have a theory?
I don't. I don't.
Because they want
because they drive
people who
to get
aren't
there, so they
qualified to
already have
vote to vote.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fair issue. If we didn't drive to get there, like if we walked and we just didn't have ID on us normally, I guess there's argument for that. But for me, I have no problem whatsoever with showing something I already have on me to do something as important as vote for my next leader. So I don't. It's childish.
That's your explanation from their point of view. From
From
your
their
point of view,
that's my point of view. From their point of view, I don't know if there's like some weird Gadsden flag type viewpoint.
no, I think you've kind of tickled around it, RW. From their point of view, they're going to lose votes in their mind if they don't have ID, because there's going to be a small percentage of people predominantly on their side who may not have ID, so they don't want to lose those votes, even though it does seem comical.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It makes more sense that they'd be scared that they can't shove ballots because there's no IDs for those people.
Last Dance, do you have an idea?
No, I really don't. I would guess that they just want people who are not eligible to vote.
Yeah, I don't know. The only other
So
things I
you
really
think
have.
that
Go ahead.
you think that the Democrats' motivation is to have people be able to vote who shouldn't be voting?
Well, that's a different question.
That was my question.
Whether they should be, I think, you could argue that every U.S. citizen who isn't disqualified, like by being convicted of a felony or something, should vote. But, some people don't register to vote. And, but yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I would say let's try it and see if it really is that hard to bring ID to vote. You could measure in great detail, how with demographics, how many people vote, how many white people vote, how many black people, how many Hispanics, so on, and you could see what the difference is. I'm guessing with ID and without ID, it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I agree. And at times I've offered my ID when going in and had it taken and looked at briefly to compare it to my name and my address given. And I've also had people say, we don't need that, and just check me off and give me the ballot and go behind the thing. That was back before we got it mailed to us, which is so much easier.
Now, see, I've always had my ID carefully checked every time I voted.
Maryland
That's
thing.
how it should be. But for us,
Just your
here-
county or all of Maryland is like that?
I don't know. I can only speak for not even the whole county, just my polling place.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, so we get ours mailed to us, and then we physically drop them off at the town hall in a special secure box, which I feel like is the best of both worlds. My problem, I might be convinced that having the opportunity to mail it back is where things could get problematic, but I don't know. I feel like making it easier to vote is a good thing, not a bad thing.
I don't agree. I think it's good to have people who are interested in voting enough who are willing to meet truly minimal standards. And I don't know what the point of checking IDs are when you're mailing out ballots. You don't
Right.
check the ID
Good
of the
poll.
mailed ballot.
Yeah.
Anybody who gets that ballot who's at that residence can fill it out. Even the mailman could fill
Yeah.
out 1,000 ballots and nobody would know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, like everybody's worried about the one thing, but there's still a loophole. What's the point? It's just political.
Exactly.
bullshit.
Especially as more and more people are voting either by mail or by mailed ballot, putting it in a ballot box.
Now, I do have an answer for it, and it's not going to fix it 100%, but it's a mandatory minimum for cheating, lying, or misrepresenting in a vote should be an automatic 15 years. No questions asked, no possibility of parole. Make the penalty so ridiculously high that if somebody is willing to go through with that, they could literally be, and make it a felony. So they'll never have the right to possess, carry a firearm. They should never have the right to vote again, and they should lose 15 years of freedom.
Here's the problem with that. You're assuming that most instances of what I'll call vote fraud are nefarious and intentional. I would bet that most of them are accidental. You send someone, an immigrant gets a vote, they don't speak English, they get a ballot, they fill it out. They didn't know they weren't supposed to. They barely understand the English words. They just see the
automatic deportation.
Well, maybe they're here legally, but they're
check this box for
they're not citizens.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, they're still not allowed to vote, right?
No, I think if they're not citizens, they're not allowed to vote.
So then 15 years or deportation and never allowed to return. Then there's your answer. Ignorance is not, or like literally lack of understanding is not excuse for breaking the law.
I know it's not an excuse, but it seems kind of harsh to stick someone in prison for 15 years for, accidentally providing 1/10,000,000th of the vote for New York City for Biden.
I don't know. I think you're that's like you're pandering here. That doesn't make any sense. You're talking about some bizarre person who gets a vote, a ballot, and then fills it out and returns it unknowingly. Like,
I would bet that's if there is vote fraud, and I would bet most of it is accidental.
oh, geez, that blows the whole thing out of the water. Then if it's accidental, then the whole system is flawed. If people are making that many accidents,
Well, you just don't want What you don't want is it to become a valid idea, a doable thing for wide-scale vote fraud. Whereas when you vote in person with ID, that is very hard to pull off wide-scale vote fraud. So it just isn't done. But if you start mailing ballots out, and if 60 or 70% of the vote comes from ballots that were mailed out to addresses, that is a
Fine.
high likelihood of being scammable by a concerted effort.
So here's what I'm trying to avoid, wife. It's not I'm trying to convict people on mistakes. I'm trying to avoid intentional voter fraud by making the punishment harsh. But if your opinion is that most of the fraud that's committed is accidental, then the problem
I don't
isn't
know.
the fraud. The
I'm just
problem
guessing.
isn't the fraud. The problem would be the system and the voting in and of itself. If you're sending out, random example, 1,000 questionnaires and people misunderstand it and send 30% of them back filled out incorrectly because it's unclear as to what they meant, then is that's what's happening with voting, in your opinion?
No, I don't think there's much vote fraud at all. I think I would like to keep it that way. And what I don't like to see is ballots that are not presented with ID.
I got a ballot upstairs. You want me to bring it down here? I'll show you my ballot. I think I might be breaking the law if I showed that on a live stream.
Who knows? I doubt it's
Definitely be
breaking the
doxing
law.
yourself, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of information is on that, but I'd feel like that'd be a dox.
No, I would just show the voting side of it. And
I mean, suppose people are smart. Suppose someone smarter than me figures out like a vulnerability in the system.
Smart, you know.
So you're
Huh?
saying like
At least there's
99%
nobody
of
in that
other
category.
Americans? Hold on, I got a burn here. So you're saying like 99% of Americans?
Yes, I am saying that.
Sorry, I think you're
It's
smarter
okay.
than that, buddy. I had
But suppose they figure out a vulnerability, and they find a way to yeah, and I would bet that vulnerability is present in mailed out ballots and for which you don't need an ID to vote. It wouldn't be in places where you go and show up with your ID.
I guess what I like is here in our household, we have me, wife, daughter. We very conveniently get our ballots here. We fill them out. On our way past the town hall, we drop them in the lockbox. And Bob's your uncle. Our votes are done. It's super easy. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to have to go there and wait in line. So by me saying I want to up the punishment, I'm trying to make it so I don't have to lose my convenience. Because for us here in this household, and for the vast majority of other people here, they get it, they fill it out, and they either bring it back or drop it in the mail, and it gets brought back in inter-town mail. It's single town. It's not like going out of town. So it's a day.
Yeah, but that's, I certainly understand why it's easy and you want to keep it easy, but voting not in person is easy to defraud, or easier to defraud than it is to when you present an ID.
I mean, on a Tuesday, I work. My workday starts around 6 and ends around 5. Ending ends around 7, right? So I want to get home. I've already fucking worked, driven in, driven home. The commute fucking blows. No, I know you dealt with that shit. You're coming home, right? So you got to say, all right, now I got to stop at the fucking town hall. I got to wait in a line. I got to vote. Or I got to go home, crack a beer, have a drink, have some dinner, fill out my ballot, and fucking drop it off on the way to work tomorrow.
Right, but I'm asking you to do that once every 2 years. And at most twice every 2 years if you want to vote in the primary. So
That's so.
Yeah, it
inconvenient,
is a
Roxanne.
sacrifice. I think it's
So
it is a
inconvenient,
sacrifice. I think it's part of the cost of your civic duty. I'm
Yeah,
okay with
Roxanne.
leaving with having longer hours that the polls are open.
Most
I ain't going
workplaces
down
allow
there
you
at
to
9
go do that.
o'clock. I'm already fucking 6 beers deep by then, bro. Fuck that.
Most workplaces allow people to leave early or whatever to do those voting.
I don't know of any. That's just me.
Okay.
And I know of many workplaces, and I don't know of any that do that here.
Is Smoke Wife, is your statement like across the board or anecdotal? Like, is it one thing
Smoke
zero?
Wife, her whole thing is devoted to gaslighting. Everything she says is an attempt at gaslighting.
My
I'm
whole
just curious
thing is
if
an
she
attempt at
believes that's
keeping
zero.
it easy because I'm fucking want to get home. I mean, hour on each end plus of driving and 8 of hard work in the middle, and you don't want to be adding shit on to the end. That's how I look.
Not every week, but once every 2 years. I don't think it's that painful.
To me, it is. Because it's such a short window of time that I have. Not to mention, if you forget, if you had a shit day, it's one day. You get, and it's not one day, like I was just saying, you get from 5 to 9. And if in a lot of towns, the town hall might be, I don't know, 8-10 miles away from where you live. It ain't going to be right next door. With the technology that exists, I don't think there's a problem with the mailing part. There shouldn't be. But then again, that's also why I'm saying just up the fucking penalties if it's a problem. But you think that the nefarious aspect is non-existent, that it's all accidental, which is strange, Last Dance, because now you're arguing to stop something that's only really a problem when people fuck up because they don't understand the language, or
Why hasn't it been a problem? Because there hasn't been that much mail-in voting. The more voting that's done by mailed-in ballots or dropped-off ballots, the more the worse the voter fraud problem will get, and the more potential it has for being an organized fraud scheme. You're increasing over time the potential for fraud. You're not decreasing it, you're increasing it.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. You're creating a sort of if it was a biology, you're putting the media down for the fraud to grow in, the bacteria. The fraud by having these other avenues to vote, you're creating more ways for fraud to exist.
Yes, but also the civic, there's fewer principled people these days. The notion of the winner take all concept, that there's no, all that matters is winning, has taken hold, in the right and the left, and I don't think participating in a vote fraud scam is as unthinkable today as it was, 30 or 40 years ago. So
Interesting.
I think it's getting worse. I think the climate for vote fraud is getting worse, and I think I don't think we want to have a climate where people are trying to think of ways to cheat in elections.
Interesting. I mean, it's
Our technologies should be going up for countering fraud, as fraud is continuing to go up. But
Yeah.
if something as simple as an ID can cut out large volumes of fraud, even if people are saying it doesn't exist, if it can stop the potential of so much of it existing, that is also a good argument. It deters, a deterrent.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think voting in person with an ID is such a low bar. And the difficulty of vote fraud in that scenario is substantial. It's not impossible. People use fake IDs to, get drunk and have forever, but I think presenting an ID, presenting yourself in person is much more difficult.
I told a friend that I'd hang out with the crew, but there's one piece that I have not been able to cover yet with you guys, and that is what's happening in Spain with the Moroccans. I saw an interview, and all the guys that were in the interview are all young people. All the people in the background were all young men. So I don't really know what's going on there. I saw that there was a flood of migrants coming in, like 60,000 people, and then I saw a bunch of videos of them breaking and tearing shit down. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
sure what's going
that
on.
was
with
in
all that.
Ceuta.
What do you guys know about that whole situation?
Man,
Well,
you
first of
missed-
all,
you missed last week, brother.
Yeah, but
It's hot-
Ceuta
hot
is
and heavy.
actually a Spanish city in Africa. It's on the other side of the Mediterranean. It's on the other side of
Okay.
the Strait of Gibraltar. So it's
that
kind
was
of a weird.
propaganda.
Well, no, it happened, and when you get to Ceuta, you're in Spain technically. So yeah, it matters, but it's kind of an edge case, a corner case for immigration. But I think a
Right.
lot of them went back.
Did they?
Yeah, most of them did, but
It almost
Thank
looked
God.
like a flash mob, like just because it was all
Yeah.
young kids, and I swear, like it looked like they lost to them in the FIFA World Cup, so they went over there and smashed shit and left.
Could
too
be.
bad those Spaniards don't have a constitution with the Second Amendment. So that
Well,
would have been the time to use it.
Shoot,
That
would've
that
been a whole
that
different
was an
story.
invasion, that's for sure.
It was a fucking invasion, bro.
Yeah, I'm surprised
No.
their own military didn't open fire.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate to think that, all right, you took our guns away. Oh, no big deal because we got you. You got our backs, right? Guns and all
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, yep,
But
Good luck, guys. We're leaving.
yeah.
Right.
Your
Just to
political
let the
leader said this is
Spaniards
fire.
know, you can order spears from Tim Wells, slockmaster.com. He sells some beautiful spears.
Hello,
It's some-
AJ.
Wow, India. All right, rock and roll.
He's putting the international in International Pub.
Thanks, man. We don't get a lot of. I don't know. It feels weird. Do you call them Indians? I guess so, right?
Absolutely.
Did you click on the link from the Dynasty server, AJ? Your picture looks familiar.
It kind of looks like. I don't want to say it because he's
Yeah, I know what you're thinking of.
young prince, right? Yeah.
I'll tell you, that looks like somebody from my Live Leak days.
Oh,
The
interesting.
son of a somebody.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But no, he wasn't from India. So
Oh, it's all good. Gentlemen,
he
thank you for
he just went to one of the live streams in the YouTube live listing.
Good. Awesome to have you, AJ.
Get a little more water. I'll be right back.
Last Dance, living it up, having some water.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna call
the
it
good
too.
life.
I'll see you guys later.
Wow,
I
you
don't know if
leaving
there's
while
gonna
he-
be a code names game going on later or not, but I'm pretty
Save-
much talked out.
Come on, stick around till he comes back, our dogs. Give me one
All
more
right.
minute.
All right.
Sorry.
Did
what
you see
else
the
is going
two helicopters in Greece, the firefighting helicopters that impacted each other?
Jesus, no.
Yeah,
Hey, do you
the
grow a
guys
lot
on the
of
bottom.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Garden say question. Do you
Yeah.
grow a lot of tomatoes?
Oh yeah.
Do you eat a lot of fresh tomatoes?
This year I haven't been craving them.
But like, don't they kind of fuck your stomach up after a while, dude?
I usually no. So when it's tomato season, I eat them raw on sandwiches, and I just use like
like vegan mayo and a tomato on toast with some cayenne pepper and cheese, I'll tear like 4 of those up, massive volumes of it, and then I'll be fine. Doesn't bother me. But if I have like spaghetti sauce, like a store-bought spaghetti sauce, and eat that, I won't feel good.
Well, that's weird. Fresh tomatoes have far more of the bad stuff in it than cooked tomatoes. So
It's like a reflux issue.
Yeah, I think I'm overthinking the tomato thing. I'm overrun right now. I've got like salty tomato.
Are you having stomach issues?
Well, I did the other day, but then I'm starting to think like I immediately blamed the tomatoes. It's like tomatoes. That's the culprit. Then I'm thinking about it. I'm eating their cherry tomatoes. A lot of them are the orange ones, which are very low acidity.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the tomatoes for me, man. I think
it can also be the timing that you eat them compared to other things. Like if you eat a big meal of like cooked foods or processed foods, and then you eat a shit ton of fresh food, living plants, you'll purge like a motherfucker, dude.
Interesting. I love them. I mean, I can't get enough of them. We made cherry tomato salsa tonight. Put 2 small jalapenos in it. Key lime juice.
Nice.
Salt. Obviously, a million tomatoes and red onions. And I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it right. It's like super liquidy, but it's absolutely delicious. So I just eat it like that. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't get it really like how it is in the jars where it's chunky, I guess. But
I mean, you just have to like filter out so much of the water, but what's the point?
Right. That's what I was thinking. That water is the super flavor bomb.
Right. And that's like got all the nutrients probably in it too. It probably all leaches into that juice.
I got to get the water out and use it in something else. Maybe like
we did a new system for growing the tomatoes this year. We created a hoop house kind of tunnel out of cow panels.
Yeah.
And next year I'll make them big enough to walk in myself, but it's tall enough for my mother to walk in, and she'll just walk in there and they'll all be growing and she can pick them easily because it's like a tunnel and they all drop down. Whereas when you do the tower stacks, it gets so crowded that you can't even see the tomatoes.
Yeah, well, I'm dealing with that now. My arms get all rashy from reaching in amongst all the plants and shit. And
oh, you need some farmer's friends, dude. They're like silky sleeves that you slide on and they go up to like past your elbow, and that keeps all the cucumbers and all that crap, all the spiky hairs that make you itch off.
Damn,
and they don't make you sweat. It's really cool.
That's exactly what I do.
They're not very trendy, so I don't use them. But I got a pair for as a gift. But my mom has been doing a ton of canning and freeze drying with the tomatoes, and she was freeze drying tomato sauce, which was just like garlic and tomatoes and olive oil, and then she also did salsa, which had I don't even know what in it. But she gave me the freeze dried pieces, and it was like what I would consider Willy Wonka candy, because when I tried the tomato sauce, at first it tastes like barbecue sauce, and then as the things rehydrate on your tongue, those flavors come out. So you have like a 3-course meal. Like when I had the salsa, I tasted first the tomatoes and then the onions and then the cilantro. Like you taste them in waves. And I was like, wow, this is just like that. When I think of the gum from Willy Wonka, where she's like having a roast beef dinner, it was an interesting time release.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm interested in freeze-dried stuff, but I like it because you guys are making it. But when I see it in freeze-dried, like MREs or
It
like,
looks like ass.
it looks fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, it's not. You're not going to win any culinary art display awards, but it's delicious. And when you can have fresh tomato taste in the middle of winter, you're in a winning scenario.
So when they freeze-dried meat, does it? The protein is still there, but the water is gone, right?
Right.
That's
All the
tricky.
fiber is left. We don't do meat, so I don't really know what that's like. Jerky's the closest we've gotten, but that's not even close.
No, that's
I'm not
dehydrated,
sure. I
not
don't know
freeze-dried.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure
I've only
works,
seen
but-
it with like Steve MRE. He does like
Yeah,
freeze dried like
he did the
stews and shit.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Freeze dried, right?
Yeah, and I mean it looked like terrible, but he liked it. But he also says like MRE meals are good, and I've never had one that was, so I just gotta trust him that he's telling the truth.
I mean, why would an MRE be good? It's supposed to be convenient. It's not.
If
It's
you
a
look at some other
trade-off.
nations, other nations go all out to make like fine dining for their troops.
Some
America
of
does
them.
not.
Some of them. I mean,
Yeah,
France.
like Italy.
A lot of them in France are like a ton of cans.
Yeah.
And,
and
he added
Israel.
up all the salt, and it was like
Oh yeah.
multiple.
Crime against humanity volume.
I mean, multiple thousands of milligrams. So now you
Yeah.
just start measuring in grams of salt.
Grams.
Yeah. No,
and
it's
that's a
you're
lot.
literally eating salt. And I don't
Yeah.
even know what that salt is. It's most likely NaCl synthesized.
So table salt, which isn't too bad, but
Well,
I'm
it's
sure
corrosive
anything
to the
that
body.
has any sniff of pork in it has got sodium nitrate in it, which is
Oh, I
fuel,
guarantee all the meats have sodium nitrate in them.
or some kind
They
of
don't care about preservatives. They're making it to last for years on a shelf.
Mm,
I just think it's funny how some nations are able to do that and it still tastes good, where ours looks like it's dog food with different shapes
I mean, once you
and Skittles.
learn about The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, you realize why they load up hot dogs with fucking nitrates. I mean, that is some
What,
disturbing
parasites?
stuff. That's a
Yeah, I don't-
book from probably, geez, I don't know, 100 years ago almost.
Right.
think it
But
was
why
from
why are you saying that? Summarize it.
This was
Yeah, it was supposed to be an expose, sort of a fictional, but real, in a sense, expose of the slaughterhouses in Chicago.
in beef
and-
and processing plants too.
Yeah, and kind of the hot dogs were at the bottom, at the low end of the totem pole. So stuff that
Terrible.
fell on the floor,
Yeah.
would be swept up and made into hot dogs,
Yeah.
and anything goes.
Yeah.
they
No,
pull-
I know that they're definitely like, what's that stuff called? Offal?
Awful.
Awful,
That's
Yeah.
just all.
awful.
Scrapple?
That's just, awful is the stuff that most people wouldn't ever consider eating.
Right. Yeah, so make a hot dog out of it. Scrapple is basically whatever's left and crunched into a blended cube. It's gross.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just protein to the body.
Right. But I mean, there's definitely, to me, in my opinion, there's clean proteins and there's less quality proteins.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually get and make high quality hot dogs. And whenever you just keep mixing meat, it eventually turns into a paste. But of course, they realized that they could throw very little actual meat and all the other weird shit in there and still
So
call it a
gross.
hot dog. It's so gross.
It's so gross. America's FDA standards are a crime.
Are they?
I think so. Like, it's just like, okay, congratulations, your kitchen is clean to a certain standard. Your ingredients are all legal. You may serve this to the human population. And then you look at the ingredients list and you're like, half this shit is used as industrial cleaners. Thank you, FDA, for your service.
Boy, RW, there are times when I think you more than anybody wants the world's biggest government writing regulations for everything.
It's not that I want a boot on my neck. I just want like reality. I just want like a corporation that's job to keep people safe doing that. Like if it's all bullshit red tape, it's just red tape. But
Well,
if they're
if
actually
it's
out there that's trying to keep people healthy, I mean, I'm cool with that. Why is that a problem?
Well, you said a corporation. They're going to have one goal and only one goal: profit.
Right. Yes, I am someone that's okay with an agency or whatever you want to call it, a government entity that is a gatekeeper for food that goes on grocery shelves. If that standard is a fair standard to human health. You're
Oh,
gonna
there are
argue
there are
against the free
standards.
market.
There are standards.
I disagree with the standards. So in this perfect world that I'm talking about, it's the standards that I understand, that make sense. It's an opinion piece. Like, in the end of the day, it's just my opinion.
Sure.
I don't
Have you
want more
heard-
government giving me more to do and charging more tax to monitor it. I mean, that's not what I'm advocating for.
Well, that's what you get if you want to have one inspector for every piece of food created and canned or sold.
No, but it's more so like if we're using a chemical that's bad for our bodies, why? Pull it off the shelf, use something else.
Well,
What
who
does that,
says we
does that
don't? We don't.
inconvenience
that-
craft foods?
The FDA bans all sorts of chemicals. It's very highly regulated.
I guess I just think that they could do more, and from my understanding of how chemicals in foods affects the body, that's all.
What do you guys know about phthalates?
Phthalates? Not
Yeah.
very much. Not off the top of my head, at least.
Spell it.
Last ends. It's
PTH.
PHTH.
Phthalates?
PHTH.
Yeah,
Like
PHTH. It's a strange first four letters. Yes. Then it's ALATES.
I don't know anything about them.
How are they used?
Tell me about them.
It's something that exists in foods that not some people think isn't regulated enough.
What
that
is it
could
used
be-
as in the food? A preservative?
Well, originally it was used in manufacturing as something that would be added to plastic to make it softer, but it's been discovered in foods lately.
Excellent.
It's just another thing. I don't know. Yeah, maybe
This
it
stuff
isn't
makes
on-
plastic malleable, but it tastes like sugar.
It's
It's
been
0
discovered.
calories.
It's been discovered in some brands of almond milk,
Right.
which has made me think again. Like, there's one milk you don't have to worry about if you don't want to drink something from an animal that only comes from one giant circular nut. It's called coconut milk. If you want to go with a vegetable milk or fruit milk, whatever it is, seed
It'd
milk,
be a nut.
go
It'd be a nut milk. Yeah.
go with that, because almond milk is apparently problematic to say the least.
Well, I mean, if you literally just soak almonds and then put them in water and blend it and drink that, like, what's the problem?
Well, that's the thing. They're finding that that's not what it is.
Right.
then
If it's the additives that's the
additionally-
problem. Yeah, it's not the almonds.
Traditionally, coconut milk was always called coconut milk. Almonds never gave milk before. I mean, there was never. It's an invention of the almond industry to use broken, chipped, and degraded almonds in a new product. But
Right.
there is no milk in an almond. There literally is in a coconut. I've had it.
No. Well,
It's fucking
no.
awesome.
That's not true either.
How so?
Because in both instances, in a coconut, there's coconut water, but the
Yeah.
meat from a coconut and the meat from an almond are both processed with water to create milk.
Right,
They're
but
basically blended with water.
at one time through the process of after it's coconut water and before it becomes the solid coconut, when it's through and through, there is a time when it actually has an extremely creamy, milky substance in there, because it goes from that clear water to a solid thing.
Right.
In the
It goes to
transition.
the coconut candy type thing.
Exactly. So meat, I guess you might call it coconut. There is a
I've
time
never had
when
that milk stage. I've never had the milk stage.
I haven't, but I wonder if that's when they intentionally harvest it.
I highly doubt that the milk you're thinking of is that milk because it's too rare. They have to let it age and sit and wait. And I highly doubt they're doing that in industry. They're taking the flesh and blending it and processing it to make that milk.
You're
I would bet
probably
$1 million
right. I
on
don't know. But back to my point again, from the research I've done and read about, the almond thing is more problematic, more additives, and not necessarily as pure as coconut milk. So for me, myself, I'm going with coconut milk. For everybody else, you can make your own decisions. I don't really care.
No, it's all good. I hear what you're saying. I don't like the I don't like the nut milks and the stuff like that. I'll eat my grandparents don't eat dairy, so they'll get the So Delicious coconut ice cream. I mean, I'm down with that. That's pretty tasty.
That's good shit.
But I mean, they're spending the same price for a little tiny container as a massive thing of ice cream. So
I mean, I ate some black cherry ice cream tonight that was actual ice cream, and it was damn good for dessert.
Mhm.
A highly underrated flavor. And also black raspberry. Do you guys get that where you are?
for ice
You
cream
get it in
flavor,
jellies.
yeah, I can get preserves. I can't get ice cream like that I'm aware of.
Oh man, black raspberry ice cream, or for you, Last Dance ice thing.
Sorbet.
Sorbet? Yeah, no.
It's not ice
Enoch-
thing.
Enoch just had sorbet tonight. It was black cherries and might have been dragon fruit. She just took all the fruit and blended it and gave a spoon to him.
That's good shit.
He was
Yeah, I've
having
got-
a good time with it. He had a sore throat too, and he was fine with it. So
Uh-oh, what do you got? Something going around the compound?
yeah, this is the next round. They flew out with COVID, and then
Oh,
were there for
jeez.
a month, and then on the way back they picked shit up on the airport, and now I'm going through it again. So
Damn, yo, you can't win.
I've not been winning lately with health.
Australian
Well-
germs.
New Zealand germs this time.
Oh, New Zealand? Okay.
Kiwi strain, yeah. It's
Damn,
mild compared to what the hell they had on the way out, but still, I'm just tired of it.
Yo, they went fucking all the way around the world. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, we take for granted our technologies that we have as a common, for every wealth class. Like we can travel around the world in a day.
Yo, let me
Before it
ask
took
you,
us
did
how
they
long?
go did they go west or east?
They went west. They went west
Wow.
to, I think it was like Cali, Fiji, Sydney, and then when they got to New Zealand, they got straight shot to Texas.
It's probably safer too to go over the US than the Pacific, and then, less spicy stuff going on there than trying to
Well,
travel.
yeah, she said that Fiji was massive turbulence going into the land in Fiji, and I was like,
Oh,
noted,
wow.
because I was like, hey, maybe in the future when we go, we can, stop in Fiji for a little bit and spend a week and just enjoy Fiji. She's like, you do not, if you don't like turbulence, you don't want to go there.
Damn. That's
I'm
epic.
like, yeah,
though.
I like to land places where it feels like the plane is just floating in a heaven cloud, and it doesn't feel like my sphincter is going to explode from straining pressure.
Yeah, just the travel though. The sometimes the traveling can be the adventure as well as the trip itself. So
I'd love to do cruise ships and stuff one day, like when we're old and retire age. Just take Amtrak and get on a cruise ship and then just go around and end up back over there.
wow, that's the last thing I would ever want to do.
Really?
But power to you, man. Different strokes for different folks. Yeah,
You don't
cruise
like ships?
ships. No, I love ships. I would just rather be on like a smaller one with like unlimited fishing, not a giant cruise ship.
Throw down some extra coin to get a custom sailboat charter.
Maybe, but even still not what I would do. I'm more of I'm not a cruise guy,
Yeah, I like my
Looks
feet on the
like-
ground. That's all.
It just looks like hell on earth to me to have to be stuck there. And, yeah,
They're massive though. From what I see, like you can walk around, be on the deck. You have your room. You can hide in. There's
I
ways
hear
to
you.
pass time.
I hear you. Not for me. I'd be more inclined to go to a Caribbean island and really explore something like that more than a cruise
Yeah.
ship.
Snorkeling is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I saw some guys today down at the beach swimming way the fuck out, all black what are they called? Poly suits? I don't know what.
Oh,
Wetsuit?
wetsuit.
Wetsuits, yeah. And they had spear guns and shit. They were way the fuck out. And they're in all black. Kind of look like seals swimming around out there. I don't know what they're. I mean,
Maybe they were.
No, they had a dive flag.
Hmm.
And I'm just saying, like, with the amount of white sharks we have around here, these are going to be the types of guys that are going to be the first one to get hit, north of Cape Cod, south of Maine, and something
Yeah,
like
tasty snack. They've been hungry for a while.
I mean, I'm right there, and I ain't fucking swimming out and saving their asses, dude. And I recently acquired a diver's knife I keep on my leg and when I'm fishing and stuff, but it isn't. I'm only in waist deep. These guys were way out there. I don't know. Would you think of twice about doing something like that in waters that have literally white shark buoys, monitoring devices that can monitor the tagged white sharks in the area?
I would think
I don't
twice.
even like going in the beach surf because of sharks. So yeah, I'm tapping out on that adventure.
I mean, I did it 30 years ago in San Diego, but I was younger.
What do you mean you did it?
I got in a black wetsuit and went snorkeling around the kelp forests.
How deep?
Not too deep. 15 feet down, maybe.
More than enough to hold a massive great white.
Oh yeah, it could hold a white. Yeah, there were sharks.
And
But,
what were you trying to prove your manhood to the world?
No, I was trying to enjoy the underwater scenery.
Was it gorgeous?
It was kind of cloudy, to be honest. You couldn't see much beyond what was in front of your face.
Did you get have sex with the sea otter?
That's weird.
No comment.
The have sex thing came out at the last second. I was going to say, did you see a sea otter?
I didn't see a sea otter.
No
Saw
otters.
seals or sea lions. I don't know what they are. They're a little. They are a little scary sometimes.
Sea lions are nasty. Seals are mostly okay. I hate them both, but the sea lions are, as the name implies, sea lions.
Yeah, I've seen video of a female diver getting torn up by a sea lion.
Yeah.
It was
But
like 10 times bigger than her, I think.
yeah, much bigger. But the big one, shocking in size, is leopard seals. Jesus, those things are. Have you ever seen any photographs of them?
Are those the biggest ones I'm thinking of from the we're up in the Arctic? They're under the ice shelves.
No, you might be thinking of like elephant seals.
No, this had spots like a leopard.
Yeah.
But
Let me
this thing
show
was
you a
huge.
picture. Yes. Yeah, like massive.
After
They're
this, I'm going to
fucking-
put out, fellas.
All right, I'll share this, and then we'll begin commencing the wrap up.
Okay. You're going to call it too then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is one that's sort of lunging at a diver.
Yeah, that's gigantic. That doesn't look like a real face. It looks fake.
All right, fine. You know what? Let's find a better one.
Yeah, I was because when I read the Shackleton book, I remembered there was some seal that they were terrified of, and it was the leopard seal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a freaky bastard.
They are.
No, that is a real picture, RW.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's his nose?
That's how they look.
What?
And yeah, I mean,
I call
they're nasty.
shenanigans.
All right, let me see if I can find another one. That one keeps coming up everywhere.
It's probably the same one that I'm looking at.
Well,
Large fangs.
yeah. Here's another one. This might be the same interaction, but I don't know. Maybe not. The thing is definitely huge.
Yeah, that's slightly different face, but yeah, that looks like a demon face.
Look, yeah, you're right. Look at the canines, incisors,
What do they eat normally? Like other seals?
fish, high protein diet, fish and steroids. I don't know. All right, fellas, what do you say?
I say thank you for having another pub, and hopefully by next week I'll feel good enough to cam up and get into it.
All right, and maybe you'll have a cold beverage.
I got to be feeling stellar for that. We'll see how it goes.
All right, have fun storming the castle.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see you,
All
man.
Last
right.
dance, anybody?
Take it easy, RW. Hope to see you next week. And I'm going to head out too, Smoke Steve. Thank you for hosting. It was a good pub.
No problem, buddy.
All right. I'm going to be on the road next Saturday. I'm not sure of my attendance.
Wow.
I will attempt to make it as I always do, but
Fucking Jack Kerouac over here on the road all of a sudden. Give me a fucking break.
yeah, I'm going to be spending a few days in upstate New York again.
Oh, you always joined us there before with that classic. Wow.
I expect to join you again, but I'm going to
Right.
depends what other people are doing. I'm not going to say, oh, we can't go out there, and because I'm going to go to the pub.
I understand. Do your best. And let me
All
know
right.
ahead of time too, because if you're not going to be here and our other bro's not going to be here, who knows if I'll even do it.
Well, I
But
don't
just
know if
let me know, because I might do it with RW if he's around. So,
All right.
all right, buddy. Have a nice
All right.
evening and
Yep.
good week.
Okay, take care.
See ya. All right, I'm just going to play a little bit for everybody, a little bit of a musical track. Gonna fix my audio. And we have some people left. Hey, good to see you, Mr. Kill C1. Let's grab one of these things. That was all with fingers. Laters. Love you all. Thanks for being here.